I'm Patdees 72, and the young lady over there is Colorado Crazy. Welcome to the Thursday Night Live show. She lost her voice for a couple minutes, so she asked me to start the show out live and introduce myself. She has to get some hot tea, and she'll be fine, and she'll be back. Are you ready now, Kim?
Yes. Hello, YouTube.
Hot tea always works.
Thank you for that wonderful start of our show.
No
Pat,
problem.
I appreciate that. He was being silly right before I pushed the live button, and I had the case of the giggles for a brief moment. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to another
whole case.
Yeah, whole case. Welcome to another episode of the Thursday Night Live. We are doing a double header tonight with two amazing guests who will be here. One of them here shortly, and the other a little later in the show.
Since the guest ain't here yet, they're not even in the green room yet. I like this because I can kind of goof around. I can throw my. But this is my stress ball.
Are you stressed out?
A little. But I'm gonna get over it.
Well. Oh my!
They like dun 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 dun.
You're extra silly tonight.
Well,
that's all right.
If anybody from Coke Zero is watching and wants to send Patdees 72 a case of free Coke Zero, I'll give you my address.
So silly. So what's going on? While we're waiting, fill me in, Pat, on what you have been up to this week. And if you'd like to introduce yourself officially, feel free to do so.
Well, I did go to the deli today. And
Congratulations.
I had a chicken parm sub for lunch. What the hell's? There's Jeremy. How do my they make me look more I look pretty good with them on, don't you think, Jeremy? Or is that George? Okay, what else? What were we talking about?
I was asking you how your week was going.
Oh, my week, as long as I'm rolling out of bed every day. I mean, I'll be honest, I did take a little bit of a nap before the show. Sometimes Patdees needs a nap.
Is that why you're extra peppy?
Well, if I don't get that nap sometimes, I'm just Patdees. There is no 72. So, hello, Just Connie is saying hi, Pat.
Yes,
hello.
I see amazing people in the chat. Let me say hi to a few real quick.
Katie, anybody that says hi to me, I'm going to shout out. Katie Adams, hello.
Oh my. Hello, Scott Shelton, Mary Deathy Deals. Mary Beth, I want to give you a special shout out because I was going back in some earlier videos and I really appreciate all the support that you've not only given myself, but also my crazy friend over here.
Johanna Parrish, hello. Everybody shouts out.
Jennifer.
Special shout out from Patdees too tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And this is my ball, and I'm going to do what I want with it tonight. That's going to be the theme of my Saturday show. My ball, and I
don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through the show without giggling the whole time. Laughter is good for the soul.
George if I hired you, George, you could take a nap anytime you want it because I know you're the workhorse. That doesn't sound. I should take horseback. You're the brains. You're the girl of the operation. You do it all. All right.
She's the real boss. We know.
But George,
we know what's up, gorgeous George. We know who the real boss is.
Oh, Jeremy's asking when she doesn't take a nap. But Jeremy, lesson 102. I'm learning. I got a video coming out in a couple days, and little tune. Jeremy, I hope is going to be amused by it. He asked me. Steve, hello. He says I can't come into the state until I learn how to play guitar better. Playing with Eric.
Why? Since you're doing such a fabulous job at already saying hi to all the people who are saying hi to you, and you're being kind of a blabbermouth at this moment, feel free to say hello to the rest of the chat, Pat, and go.
And no, I would say hi to the people that said hello to me. Because not to be rude, and we're stalling for time. Let's be honest, folks, because Justin's not here yet.
Well,
we got two special guests tonight. It's a double head meeting.
Right? You didn't ask me about my week though yet.
It's only Thursday. The week's not over yet.
Well, this is true.
Oh.
This is true.
Hello, Jennifer Hayes. She didn't say hello to me yet, but I have a feeling she's going to say hello. Oh, she did actually. There it is. Hello, Jennifer. How are you? I have my What the Hell's guitar, but it's out in they autographed it for me. George and Jeremy did. So that's going to go into Patdees' shrine. When one day when the big guy calls me, I'm going to take that up in line with me, and if he asks me what I'm doing, I'm saying, what the hell's, you know? Did you want to say hello to everybody else that's in the chat?
Yeah. I mean, is that all right? Are you?
No, I didn't. Santa didn't say. I hung out with Santa. He didn't say hello to me.
You thought you guys were tight like that?
Oh, wait a minute, Tara. Tara, hello. It's a polite thing to do. Thanks for coming by tonight. Thank you.
Hello to everybody. I see
that
we have 25. Tell them to hit that thumbs up.
Oh, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Oh, Jamerson's Closet said hello to me. I apologize. This is Kimmy's channel. So when you're saying hello, that is to Kimmy, borderline Hoarderish. Now, if you're saying hello to Patdees or Patdees 72 or Patdees or Pat or Mr. Dees, then I know it's to me. So
or Peter.
There we go. There's Thrifty Santa.
What up, Barry? Tracy, what the hell's Jeremy? Just Connie, Mama G, who needs to be blue. If you're blue, I like you. If not, I just may not know you quite yet.
There's George.
Keep coming by the stream, and usually, as long as I know you're drama-free, I'll turn you blue. Hello, Katie, Anamora, CH, of course, gorgeous George.
She said hello to me. Hello, George. Hey, Thrift Trader Jason, what's up, buddy? How are you?
What up, Jason? Beth, Reseller Rowboat. People must be getting their notifications. So I'm going to tell you, we're still waiting here for a few more minutes before our first special guest comes on. Y'all, this week, so I know the week isn't over, but so far it's been bunk. It's been full of tragedies and lessons. And I figured I would fill you in on what I just found out, and it broke my heart. So yesterday, before I went to go pick up my daughter from school, I swung by the dumpster behind Ulta, which I do check quite often. And I peeked in there. I noticed the time. When I peeked in there, I saw all these beautiful brand new boxes. I didn't lift up the lid. I just kind of looked through the crack. I noticed that there was a door that was open. The back door was open a couple stores over. So I was like, you know what? I don't have time to kind of wait for them to do their thing. I have to go get my kid. I'll go get my daughter and come back. So I go drive over to the school, which is only a few minutes away, pick up my kid, drive back to Ulta. I'm all pumped up. I've told Lily, it's awesome. So many new boxes, man. Get to the dumpster. I get my little, my stick out, my little grabber stick out. You know, I was more prepared. I had my gloves. I had my IKEA bags in the back. I was prepped. And then when I walked up to the dumpster, it had a lock on it. A bright,
that's why you carry bolt cutters.
Beautiful, and that would be why you get arrested. You don't cut those locks off. Okay, so I see our special guest is in the green room, so we're going to get this party started here.
You know what's funny is I can't see the green room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, before the guest could see the green room. Or no, maybe because I'm
No, you couldn't.
No? Well, I'm so used to hosting all the time and doing the work.
Okay. All right. Would you like to host? I mean, you're doing such a great job rambling.
I am the co-host tonight. You told me your voice was a little raspy from getting caught in the dumpster.
Oh, yeah. I know. Isn't that tragic, y'all? I'm so sad about it. I'm so sad about it. All right. So tonight's topic, like I said, we are doing a double header edition. There's going to be two special guests. the first one is about to join us. We're going to be discussing and chit-chatting about storage units, auction houses, eBay, Amazon. Make sure to stay tuned throughout the show because I will be doing my asking 5 silly sort of random questions.
Can I have a question? Are we going to talk about Ronald McDonald tonight?
You know, I think we should. Because that was, yep, we should. I know what you're talking about. All right, are you all ready?
I am ready.
Ladies
and gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
All the way from Texas.
All the way from Texas.
All the way from the big state of Texas.
Okay, I'm going to sing
Uh-oh.
his way in, folks. It's a little thing I do for those special guests that I enjoy. And Grimes is doing me a little bit of a favor tonight because I didn't give him very much time. Plus, I appreciate him. So I know that a song that's requested often for me to sing is from Ariel. So I'm doing a little Ariel for Grimes Find, my style. Are you ready, Grimes? I can see you. They cannot yet, but they will here momentarily. Look at Grimes Finds. Isn't he neat? Buying storage auction units makes his life complete. Looking around his warehouse, you think, sure. He's got everything. So go check out his auction website. It's in the description below. You want to watch really good content? He's got plenty. So go subscribe to Grimes Finds. Welcome to our show. What's up, Justin? How you doing?
You didn't ad-lib that, did you? Did you write that? You had to have wrote that.
The word? Well, yeah, the words. I'm a goofball
if you just ad-libbed that was freaking pretty top-notch.
Yeah, I did it. I pulled it together like
I'm the ad-libber. I'm the ad-libber.
What's going on, Justin? Welcome to the Thursday Night Live show.
All right. Man, you got a lot of
Justin, we're going to need a little bit more energy from you, kid.
You know, everybody always tells me I have so much energy, but like I start usually about 5 a.m., maybe earlier, and this is about the time I run out. So.
Oh, okay.
So get going is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
What do you think of my Justin? What do you think of my what the hell's glasses?
I like them. You can poke your eyeballs through there, right?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Those are real. Totally.
Yeah. Everything I do is real. First question of the night. When are you shipping me the Ronald McDonald head?
Oh, he just exited his way out. I didn't do it. Y'all saw my hands.
Where'd he go?
You scared him away with your question. He said, oh, no, Patdees has a question for me. I'm out.
Uh-oh. I should have asked about Burger King.
Well, it says that I'm not logged in, and so I hit to try to read the comments, and it won't let me, and so I hit log in, and then it all went away. And now
you're back. Do you want me to sing to you? Thanks for coming back.
No, we can skip that, buddy. What was the question?
You didn't get to ask his question. Oh no, yeah, you did.
Where's the Ronald McDonald? I mean, I want to tour the country with this thing.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? It'll actually be in the auction that goes up tomorrow. But that was it was a 1978 Ronald McDonald head topper that went on top of the helium tank.
Yeah, I recognize it when you did it, because when they used to have really focused on the Playland, then they brought the kids in, and McDonald's used to focus a lot on having kids' birthday parties. So that's what they were doing there with that for the balloons and stuff.
I remember doing those. I think that Justin Grimes Fine should do a quick introduction because I'm not sure that everybody in our audience knows who he is. You should if you don't.
Hey, I'll tell you what, if you do know me and know my channel, how would I have you introduce Patdees while I'm doing the introduction? Y'all go ahead and introduce him, guys, and then I'll introduce the channel. Did they? Oh, my son, I guess. My son was the first one to do it. Oh, there he is. Little Ground Fine.
Is that your son?
That's the tip off the old block right there.
God. Now, who is Mama G?
Mama G is one of our moderators. She's been around since we started. I mean, we started YouTube, so we'll go into the introduction. So we started YouTube about a year ago. We attempted it for, I don't know, maybe a month. I put out maybe 4 or 5 videos, but they were really lame. And then I actually started paying someone to help us just with the workload of editing and everything. I didn't have the time running an auction house. And so they actually told me, don't talk about your business. It's, no, just, go into the storage units, dig through stuff, but you don't ever mention your business, which was, I guess, the biggest mistake ever. Because people seem to be interested in our channel and our auction house. I never, ever in a million years thought that I would be on YouTube doing things like this. But so anyway, I don't know, I gave up, and then about maybe 6 months went by, and then I started watching Storage Auction Pirate. And I was just like, what didn't we, or what did we do wrong is basically, what I was kind of searching for. And so I just started watching him. He's just a cool guy, man. He's just like, the way you see him on there, he's the real deal. That's him. He's just like full of love. I mean, he's just a great guy. And so anyway, me and him actually somehow, I don't remember, started messaging on Facebook. And I've just struggled with depression and anxiety my entire life. And so he's had similar issues, and so we were just kind of talking through that. And I don't know, we just clicked behind the scenes, and then he just kind of he invited me into the AA thing. He said, we think you're a guy that we'd want on with us, and so I'll tell you what. I mean, I know we would not be where we are if it wasn't for guys like Pirate and. Jeremy's in here. We actually hit our 1,000 on the What the Hell show. That was really cool. And we've just kind of been speeding along since there, but we've had a lot of good mentors. And so, like you might hear on our channel, sometimes we say we're an auction house first and then we're a YouTube channel. I actually now hope that we become a YouTube channel, and like it wouldn't matter if I ever ran an auction, but that's not the case. The auction house pays the bills and YouTube comes second, but we're really liking it. And, we're curious to where this thing will be in about a year.
That's if you remember, that's how I met you through Mike. We were
he's just a great guy.
We were bantering about him singing and doing and then the tattoo. We were goofing around about it. Yeah, and that was months ago. And then I when you got hooked up with doing the group and that's how we got to know each other more.
It's still wild to me because these guys got successful channels, and I'm like, I still sometimes wonder, like, why did they, that was such a huge opportunity. I still see it that way. I mean, I'm glad that, me and those guys have all become like really good friends. I mean, we all chat behind the scenes every day, all day, like seriously. From Jeremy's like the kind of group dad, he's always got us structured. I'm actually a very structured guy, so I appreciate him very much because I think me and him are wired a lot. But it starts in the morning, and then, I mean, it just goes sometimes all night. Usually Lori from Vegas, she usually is like the mom, and she usually tells us to go to bed.
Why don't you let? Is there room for Gina to sit next there to you?
Hey,
I thought George said that. I'm like, of course you're invited. We need more prettiness on the screen, anyways. Sorry, Pat.
I'm here. I mean, me and Gina are the two with the glasses, so I mean, isn't that pretty?
I normally would wear glasses, but I just don't. I wear contacts now, so I just don't have glasses.
I gave in. I got the old man thing where it hangs around the neck. I totally gave in, and I'm not even in my 40s yet. But I gave.
Yeah, we all know that you're pretty blind without your glasses. From anybody who's watched your videos, always searching for those things or trying to read something.
Well, the reason they're hanging is because I was looking in a box, and I guess I was stepping all over them, so they're all twisted. But I was like, I can get a few more months out of them.
Yeah. You were just talking about kind of your connections that you have, and I was going to stop you in the middle of that, but you have to have more than just kind of connections to be successful, I think, at doing this. And you got to give yourself and everybody involved, on your channel, your wife and Katie and all of them, a little credit in that factor too, that you guys as a whole especially are really, you're doing the right thing, and it's entertaining, and you have great charisma, like everybody involved, and And I mean, there's plenty of channels out there that kind of, you can get all the shout outs you want, but you have to be able to be putting out something of some sort, whether it's for entertainment or you're teaching somebody how to do something. And that's what's cool, I think, about a lot of the reselling type of videos is they can't, especially, going through the, treasure hunting, is that they are entertaining along with being educational because they're teaching those that maybe don't know. I learned so many things from those on what to look for, stuff that I would have never ever looked for really, or even thought much about. So I had mentioned this, I think it was yesterday to you, Justin, that I'm going to my first live storage auction next week. I've been to auctions, live auctions, plenty of them, from cattle auctions to like household type of auctions. It just depended on what state I was living in. And then online auctions, but not a storage auction live in person. And it's been a few years since I've even dabbled into a storage unit at all. So I'm really excited and nervous. I'm hoping that I can try to sort of film part of it. I'm a one-man show in that sense, and it's real hard to it's hard to film yourself. Like,
I'm so
it's not the easiest thing. And you have to be.
No, I was talking to Katie today. It's like, I'm so blessed to have you because I see these dudes having to like use tripods and all this other stuff. And, the beauty of our thing is I said, if we couldn't make YouTube fit into our business model without it, messing it up or like, without it skipping a beat, I said we wouldn't do it. But we're so blessed that we figured out this formula to where we have plenty of content, right? Because this isn't, we don't have to make up content. If we don't get up and do content in the morning, nobody's getting paid at the end of the week. So there's motivation for it. But we just found a way to kind of film what we do. I mean, these are our personalities. This is our business. This is what we do. So anyway.
I think it's cool. I love it. It reminds me of when my family had their consignment / eBay store, and they would auction things off through it, but not to the extreme or the extent that you're doing it. But I loved it. I loved every second of it. And it was really like, even the customers, people that you meet, like, are amazing individuals, to come in and you hear stories of why they want a particular item, or maybe it brought up a memory, or maybe it's military based and they lost all their stuff and now they're trying to replace it, or whatever it is. Like, I think it's really cool. So to be able to kind of relive all of that for me through you is exactly like what, well, for me, one of my favorite things about YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, I was going to mention this before, and I had it in my notes. I don't know if you have heard the latest and greatest on some of the restrictions for YouTube, and I just wanted to mention it, not only for anybody who hasn't heard it yet, but for future of our show. And I know that Pat is kind of on the same page because we already keep a certain sort of vibe among our show. And I know, Justin, you're really good about keeping it family oriented, but it is becoming very important and much stricter in a lot of things that are about to happen. So basically, any videos that require age restriction, you cannot monetize, along with any videos that are geared towards children watching. You can also not ever monetize. If you have a video that has vulgar language, profanity, violence, adult talk, about what happens maybe in the bedroom, all of those things are part of that age restriction, and you should be clicking that little checkbox that says age restricted, and you will not be able to monetize it. A lot of people, they've been trying to push this, but the problem is nobody was really kind of listening. They're giving people 30 days to fix all of their videos. And if you don't do them and they catch you having a video that is not age restricted when it needs to be, they might take that video down. And if you do it, depending on the severity, your channel could go away. Well, so I just wanted to put that out there, that everybody knows that, because if you're trying to make a YouTube channel to get monetized, you need to pay attention to the rules. And you can go, if you want the details and word for word, you can go into your YouTube Studio Beta, go under the help section and just type in age in the search, and all of those things will pop up. So I wanted to mention that, and I appreciate everybody who has been in my chats from the beginning till now. You guys, I really have a great community of friends, and I'm appreciative that you guys already know that I try to keep it a little clean and more family friendly. The crazies come out at night episodes. I thought about, well, maybe I should just not do those because those are not so kid friendly, and I do age restrict those. But I love everybody who comes to go and do those game nights, and I'll just click that little box and never worry about trying to monetize it. I do it for pure entertainment for you guys. I love that episode because it really involves a lot of those who take the time to chat in our live chats. And I want you all to know that I appreciate you. And so that's really geared towards you guys with no benefit in my pocket behind that. I'm doing that because I love you all. So now that we got that out of the way, I didn't know if you knew that, Justin, about that.
It won't be a problem for us because we don't have any of that junk. And in my circle, we don't have any of that problem except maybe Alex. Like, he likes to take his shirt off at inappropriate times sometimes. Storage stalker. So he might be the only troublemaker. He's the only troublemaker. Oh, shoot. His wife's in here. Little Mama Stalker's in here.
Yeah, shout out to Little Mama Stalker. You are awesome.
I don't like her channel.
Yes, please do. Please do. I'm hoping maybe she'll be a special guest here in the future. She says just the nicest things to me and comments on my stuff on Instagram, and I adore watching her. I relate to her a lot, or any really moms out there, content creators trying to juggle a few things. So I give her props, at her and Alex with all those littles running around. Littles.
She's like that. She treats the adults like, when we were there, she was so kind to Gina and I, like, to go to the gas station and get us drinks or whatever. And they really are that nice. Like, it's not just a front. They're really cool people.
Well, that's important. That's another thing that I can't, I can tell over and over and over because of the importance of not being fake through YouTube, because it always kind of ends up showing at some point. And so it's just better to be yourself and not be afraid of being yourself. Because my favorite quote is, if you're not yourself, then how are those looking for you ever going to find you? So you might as well just be you and be happy with it.
I don't have the energy to be fake. It takes too much energy.
Yeah, that's probably too much effort. I'm already crazy enough. Naturally.
Man, I almost ran out of my antidepressants tonight. I was getting scared. I'm an interesting individual.
Hey, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with being interesting. I call myself a misfit, so I always have been, and I probably always will be, and that's all right. Oh, and I had to show this off. When I tell you all that when I'm modding, like in What the Hales, I'm a moderator for Jeremy and George, and I tell you that I bring my sledgehammer, nobody's handing out glittery wrenches, so I made my own, y'all. These are for first warning. The other side, well, you can only guess. You're going to see your way out of that. And the glitter on it came from a package that said unicorn fairy dust. So this is legit, y'all. Like, it's got magical powers. Okay? Behave yourself.
All right.
Oh, George, I got you too. Don't worry, girl.
Justin, see what I got to put up with?
I see that.
She's rough.
But I've been seeing what she has to put up with too. So don't take the fun. Like, you're the only innocent one here. I'm
innocent.
Boy.
I'm pure joy.
I feel like peanuts are about to flood the chat again. That's what I'm.
No.
Peanuts.
No.
That makes me laugh every time. Every time I see that, he's like, he'll be in his video. Justin will be live in one of his videos. It'll be all, if you guys know Patdees and you're one of my subscribe followers, you know what to do. And everybody just fills the chat with the emoji of a peanut.
Yeah. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you, Susan. Susan's my best. She's always first on that.
Yeah.
Susan is amazing.
And Myra busted my chops. So, hey, Justin.
Yes.
I want to quick ask you. Did I hear you say I see your hat? You served in the service?
Yes, United States Marine Corps.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
All right, you asked. I'm going to tell you. So I joined the Marine Corps, signed up for 4 years. So I ran away kind of as a teenager and lived with some just different friends and stuff like that through high school. But I didn't have a lot of, I guess, guidance in that time. So I got myself into some trouble. And at that point, the Marine Corps wouldn't take felons. So I had been convicted of 3 felonies at 17, 18 years old. And then the judge actually gave me an opportunity to serve in the Marine Corps or to spend a couple years in the state penitentiary. And so the thing was I had violated my probation. So I was 17. I got busted with all these things. I didn't report to probation for a year because I didn't have a parent really looking after me, I guess. And so I just didn't go. And so they picked me up. And at that point, I had violated everything. So that's why I ended up in the Marine Corps. But I'll tell you what, besides giving my life to Christ, that was like the best decision of my life because it taught me structure. It taught me the importance of hard work. I mean, I feel like it filled in a lot of that gap of that structure that I was missing. And so I still use things that I learned in that time period till this day.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate your service and what you did. And it apparently sounds like it changed your life for the better.
I know it wasn't the glorious. My grandpas were Marines, but that's what it is. But I love the Corps and I love this country, and it don't change nothing for me.
Yeah.
Right. I just put a little comment to the chat that I see you all and I appreciate everybody. Make sure to smash that thumbs up. There's 38 watching. I try when I host. I try not to type too much because y'all know I'm an angry typer and I'd be all, I got issues.
That cat, that's one of my favorite memes is that cat that's typing real angry.
Yeah, that's me. I'm not really an angry person, but I just apparently type like that. I don't know. Infamous George says, it doesn't matter what happened in your past, you're still family. Yes, I don't think nobody should be ashamed of their past. Don't be regretful. I mean, I know that it's hard if you make a pretty big mistake or whatever it is, but that's what made you, all the things that you've been through, and you can change your life at any time, and I know that it's not always just easy like that, but I think some of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life had the hardest past. That rough, and whether that's decisions that they made, that got them in trouble to maybe a childhood, how they grew up or whatever it is. But I think, that it makes you who you are, and you should never be ashamed of that. You can't change it anyways. Can't go backwards.
The way I see it is, I believe that there's so many people that are walking out there kind of in shame, and I really feel like being vocal about it and not being ashamed of my past mistakes helps people. I really do. I believe it helps people. And I've been in ministry. It's no secret on my channel. I'm a Christian and I've been in ministry for years, but I'm very vocal about that because I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my mistakes because I know who I am now. And I think that when we speak out about depression and anxiety and things like that and making mistakes when we're younger, I think it just helps people come out of the shell. So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. And I don't think that, it's really not good to push things down anyway. So it's kind of better to be, get it off your chest in a way. Thrift Trader Jason, he says, there you go. A man of openness and honesty. It doesn't matter where you've been. It matters where you're going. You're a good dude, Justin.
Thank you, Knucklehead. I didn't even see him in here.
Yeah, he's in here.
He's in the beard club.
Yep, he's one of the bearded ones. I literally there's a group of resellers that are YouTubers I call the bearded ones. And
hey, I'm calling right now for a huge collaboration with the bearded one. So we need to get something going together. If somebody pull something together, I'll do it. But we need to do a beard collaboration.
There you go.
Better get busy, Pat.
I got an idea, but are we gonna are you picking me up in Dallas when I come down?
Hey, I'll pick you up. I'll put that on the side of my box truck and pick you right up in the curb.
When are you coming down?
I don't know if I don't think I'll be down this year anymore, but I am coming. Part of what I'm doing, I travel around and meet up. I went through 8 states about 10 days ago, 1,800 miles, and met up with about 50 different people that resell on YouTube. And
I would love to be able to do that. That's really cool.
yeah, that's something different I want to do. And I actually enjoy the banter with Justin. You know, life is short, and I can relate to a lot what he talked about. You know, because I think that's why a lot of people kind of connect on YouTube, and there is this connection among people because we can relate to a lot of things going on in our life, and you know, we're busy trying to take care of our families now, and you know, I often say that I can't go and talk to my neighbor about what I sold on eBay or what's going on in YouTube. They probably call the police. So it's nice to find some, you know, common friends. You know?
Yeah, sometimes people do look at you.
I mean, Justin did tell me I was weird the other day.
Yeah, he did. That was funny. But it's okay to be weird. I'm weird.
I'm a weirdo.
I literally have a merch shirt that says "Be bravely weird."
All right.
So it's all right.
You got to embrace it, man.
Exactly.
I embrace my weirdness. I'm a weirdo like times 3.
No, like 10, but
I like other weirdos. I don't feel alone.
No, there's nothing wrong with being a little odd, and it's really good for YouTube. So there you go. There you have it. Pat, you are a little weird. It's all right. I agree. That's why we hang out.
I'm interested in coming down and doing a story even on those baseball cards and what you do. But we got to have a big television for Toy Story, and we got to like one night watch like Toy Story 1, 2. Whoa, no, I want you to smile at that.
Well, you finish the story, bro. I'm not faking. I'm not slightly weird out. I'll watch it with you.
All right. But we're going to get like a whole group together, maybe in the warehouse and watch it.
That would be really fun. That would be super fun. That's actually a really good idea.
I have a lot of good ideas, even if they are a little weird.
Hey, that's why I watch your channel.
All right.
You're a unique guy. I like unique people.
That thumbnail that you make, what is that? I like how it has the cartoonish background. What is that called?
Well, it's called Storage Auction Pirates, a freaking party pooper. And if you notice, the last 3 of mine haven't really had that going on. Well, I did it on the last one, but the last 3, he's like, dude, you got to cut that cartoon crap out a little bit. But I did it again today because I'm rebellious. But here's the way I do my thumbs.
Yeah,
I'm actually going to do a I don't know. A lot of people do say they like our thumbs. Some people may not. But if you do like them, the way that I make them is so like when I'm making the video and I'm kind of just piecing it, like a big thing with our channel is we don't edit. It's not really because I don't want to like take the boring stuff out for you. It's like I don't have time to edit. Like I said, we're auction house first, so it's just not going to happen right now. And I like the rawness. It is what it is. This is you get to see 110% of the realness of the business is what I'm telling you right now, because like the camera just rolls and that's what it is. What was I talking about before that? Hold on, I get off track real easy, like a bunny.
Oh,
yeah, thumbnails. There you go. See, isn't she good?
Yes,
she's wonderful.
So thumbnails, I was going to do a video. So what I do is like while I'm watching it, I just kind of whatever pops up in my head, even if it's weird. And because I am weird, it's usually something a little silly on the thumbnails. But I just go with what pops up in my head. And so I either will take the photo like behind a solid wall, and then I'll upload the photo into Microsoft Excel, and I'll take the background out and, kind of mess with it. And then I'll stack it onto and, whatever pictures I want to add into it. And so I'll piece it all together in Microsoft Excel. And then I'll turn it into an image, and then I use a site called befunky.com.
Oh, befunky.
Yeah, befunky.com. It's actually worth to sign up for like the $5 a month, but they do have a free edition where you can do it. But it's really, really well laid out to do stuff quick, and there's a lot of options. So anyway, I'll just finish it up in there. But yeah, that's how we make our thumbs.
Yeah. Now,
I like them.
I'm sorry. How long you been doing the auction house?
I mean, I've been dabbling. We've been our own company for about 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years. When I was in the corporate world, or we were both in the corporate world when we got married, but I'd always had a fascination with auctions, flipping stuff, thrifting. I just like going to thrift stores. I shopped at thrift stores all the time, especially in my early 20s and stuff, just because, I was broke. But my mom always took us to thrift stores, and she'd always, be looking for stuff like, valuable stuff when we're little kids. And so that's something that really just stuck with me through the whole thing. What was I talking about again? I went off on the trail.
Auction house.
When we started
auction house. And
Yeah.
so I just dabbled, and it was getting bigger, and it was getting bigger. And so when we got married, like on our second date, we sat in a booth. Like literally, we sat in a booth for like 8.5 hours on our second day.
Yeah, it was our
second date. And so we sat in that booth, and like we talked about like, what does life look like for you? Because I had been through a divorce, and that's the most painful thing to ever go through. And I never wanted to go through it again. So I wanted to be really sure that we were on the same page. And the cool thing is, it's like everything just aligned. But one of those things is like, I was like, I don't want to spend 2 hours in traffic, 8 hours at work, 2 hours in traffic, come home, and then like we're just tired, and we maybe watch the news or something when we get older and go to sleep. I don't want that to be my life with you. And so I said, somehow I'm gonna create something. And so I got an opportunity. I was still working at the corporate office of Motel 6 here in Dallas, and I bought out a toy store. And I think we bought it for like what, $15,000. Like it was a big store. And so I started calling auction houses, and I'd already been going to auction and flipping stuff for years. And so I was piecing the stuff out to different auction houses, right? Just getting them to do the work, send us a check. And so we contacted one, and they're like, well, we'll come out, you can set it up. It's actually high bid. They were using high bid. And so one day he called and he said, hey, we'd like to take you to dinner. Would you be interested in opening up? We want to open a second location. Would y'all be interested in doing it? And so, yeah, we said, yeah. So we signed a 1 year, like 50-50 partnership deal. And then after that, I just had a different vision. He had one vision. I had another one, a different one. And so they just looked different. Wasn't good, wasn't bad. And so he went his way and I went my way and created this company. And here we are.
That's awesome. I know that I looked at your little auction site, which again, the auction site is in the description. When's the next one going to happen? Because I don't think I saw any upcoming, because you just finished one, right?
We did, but the next one will be up tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Okay.
Tomorrow night. The California thing, it put a little bump, put us like 2 days behind, but like we process super fast and efficiently, I feel like. Except a few times, watch my dumpster video where I make the employees go through the trash and see how much of my stuff they threw away. And then you can get angry at me for being upset because they threw my stuff away. That's a plug.
Is that the one where you counted them out like 5 or X's or something like that?
So every time I found a significant piece of something or another in the trash, they got an X. And then if we hit 5 X's, they had to each do a Dare Me Jeremy. Okay. The stuff that happened at the end of the videos, y'all can blame me all you want, but I did not make him put that maxi pad in his mouth. He did that on his it was right out of the package. We're all grown ups. I mean, he did
I know. I mean,
and you say I'm weird.
What was it you put in your mouth the other day? I can't remember what it was, but I was like, oh, please don't do it.
Hey, that made me king. In fact, Jeremy finally stepped down off the throne at AA last night, and he said, not only was that the topper, he said, you created the disgusting Justin.
I see a little knock at the green room door down here. Maybe I should let this fella in.
Who is it?
What's up?
What up, Shane? Rise and grind.
How's it going?
What's up, Shane?
Just got done bowling. Got done a little earlier than expected. Had to run to Home Depot and get a bunch of boxes, and then I got about 15 Amazon shipments to send out this weekend. So,
nice. How did you do at bowling?
I got a 168, a 166, and I hit a 150. So not great because I'm trying to get around 200 average. 3 Sundays ago, I was 2 strikes away from shooting a 300 game.
Wow.
I bowled a 287, and then a 212, and then a 198. So
you would think, Shane, those lessons I gave you when we hung out in Nashville that you would have done.
The lessons were Pat holds the ball like a shot put. and then he just throws it down the lane.
Like, yeah, I keep hearing that you throw like that or like a shot put, but what, do you just shove it forward? I figured you granny bowled.
Like,
you don't wave it between your legs?
Like it hits the lane about 25 feet down, and then it starts rolling.
Just overhands it or what?
If we lose a couple pins along the way, that's okay.
Big giant hole in the ground.
No, exactly.
I'm not shocked by that. Rise and Grind, have you met Grimes Fines official live?
I watched
I
watched her YouTube channel.
Hey, hold on. Let's see if we can figure this out. Yeah, look. Hey,
hold on. All right, ready?
3.
Go.
Shoot. All right.
That was awkward. That's like that scene in Dumb and Dumber where they try to, and then they miss. Yeah,
that was probably that moment. But
definitely, for sure.
Yeah, I was excited that it ended up being that we had 2 special guests in one night because I was like, man, this will be
now
good
3 came on too.
Yes,
that's awesome.
3. She's the extra added bonus and definitely the prettiest one.
Added bonus.
You know what was it? I don't think she was around.
There we go.
No. So yesterday, Justin, when I think it was yesterday. Were we hanging out live yesterday or the day before? All the days are blending together. I can't even keep track anymore. But I did want to mention that I thought it was really sweet that when I said that your wife was really super smoking hot, that, and beautiful, that you had mentioned, right away, immediately, you were like, yeah, she is, but she also has a really beautiful soul. And I thought that was so
20
sweet.
times more beautiful.
Yes, I was like, oh, it's so romantic, Cole.
That's awesome.
He loves you. It's so cute. So yeah, I just had to comment that. Wow. Justin must be really a softie. We know.
So Justin, you're from Texas, right? Or you live in Texas, right?
Yeah, we're in Garland. My auction house is in Garland. We live in Plano, but those are suburbs of Dallas.
Heck yeah, man. Right on.
Where you at, bro?
Illinois, unfortunately. You cannot carry a gun on your hip in Illinois. It's no.
He has it every day.
You can't in California either. That's why I'm not. If Pirate wants to see me, he's gonna have to come back to Texas.
Yeah, I'm looking to move here in probably next year sometime, like down on the coast on Alabama. That's really. I would love to live in Texas, but my wife would not love to live in Texas. So, unfortunately,
I don't know if I could deal with the heat.
Hey,
I'll stick to my no oxygen state.
I like hot. As long as you don't have to shovel snow, I'm good. And unfortunately,
I do deal with a lot of snow here, but it's not as much as it's kind of made out to be on TV or in the news. That's more like in the mountains. I live lower elevation in Denver. Yes, there are a few big giant storms and it does snow, but by the afternoon, most of the time, like the sun is out. We have a lot of sunny days here, more sunny days than the average state the sun shows.
There's a question for Grimes. Myra is asking, what size is the Harlem Globetrotters jacket? Harlem Globetrotters jacket. Justin.
Oh, is it in the one that I just uploaded today?
Oh,
That's a sale for some friends of ours. I'd have to look at the lot and see.
Yeah, so let me explain that real quick. So we have a lot of different revenue streams for our company. So we do our gallery auctions, our Grimes Finds dollar auctions, and things like that. But we also are a hosting service for people who want to do their own online auction. And so we've got 2 really good customers. They've been customers for a while, become friends, and so that's actually one of their sales. It's like an estate.
It's kind of an estate sale.
It's like an online estate sale, but you'll be doing the pickup with them actually. So that's their stuff. We're just hosting it and doing the advertising for them.
Yeah, but if you'll look here, there's a Billy's phone number. You can actually call him and ask him any questions about any of the lots.
Yeah, Billy's a great guy. Great guy. So he's very friendly. So yeah, feel free to call them and he'll be able to tell you that if it's not in the description.
Heck yeah, right on.
So many good people in the chat, by the way. I see Glenn in there, Swamp Picker. I know John Nevermore Antiques came in.
Thrift Trader.
Yeah, Thrift Trader, he's been in there. I just messaged. I said I'm really excited for our guest next week too. And little wink because no, that's what I just said to Jason because he was commenting on our panel tonight being amazing. So I was just mentioning, well, and I don't think we've mentioned yet tonight who the guest is for next week. If you want to mention that, Pat, real quick.
Well, it's good. Yeah, Jason Deason, thrift trader. He hasn't been doing YouTube actually much the last 2 months, but we became friends a couple months ago and stuff like that. So I'm excited to have him on next week, and he's a good guy and going to be a great guest. So thank you guys. It'll be on my channel next week. Thrift trader Jason Deason.
Definitely. I spent a lot of time with Jason doing private hangouts, working late at night. He's a really good dude, man. He when I met him, it was just like I was like, "You sell shoes on eBay?"
He's one of the bearded ones. Yeah, he's one of the bearded ones.
Yeah, that dude. He knows a lot about shoes.
That's something I need to get more into. So I'm noticing from looking at some of the storage auction units online right now that there's quite a few of them that have shoes and clothes, which scares me because it's not my favorite thing. But for the right price and if I can see enough of the brands that I want and, do a certain amount just visually, then it's to me worth the risk. I mean, because that's what I would do kind of before. And the units I'm looking at are 5x5. Like, I'm not going to do anything bigger for right now till I kind of see what I can really, deal with. Sometimes I think that I'm Superwoman, but then I have to pull back and remember I've had 5 heart surgeries. Like, I live life with a pacemaker. Although I'm the Energizer Bunny, literally, I can't, go super crazy. But I'm still excited. It's a thrill to treasure hunt. Have you come across, I'll ask this to everybody. I'll start out with Shane. What have you come across anything good this week outsourcing? Because I know you source like all the time.
Yeah,
much, it seems like.
Man. So I came across a hat at Goodwill that I might be pretty rare, $40-$50. It's I can't even remember. It's like a military hat. It's just made by a company that made all the clothing for the military. It's probably like early 80s, late 70s. And I can't remember the name of it, but I found, it was pretty decent, but besides that, I just got back from a huge Amazon trip, and so I spent probably $3,000 or $4,000 on that trip. So yeah,
because you're doing mostly Amazon right now as your.
Yeah, you know what's pretty crazy is when I first started YouTube. So a lot of people don't know this, but back in 2007, I was buying 5 to 6 storage units a week, and I did that for a year and a half. And when I got on YouTube, that's what I was going to do back 2 years ago, and I got sucked into the Amazon game, and that was the brunt of my content. I was trying to figure out where to fit in, and back then, no one did storage unit content, so I just started making videos on Amazon and eBay and kind of went the Amazon route and fit in there. And then, the rest is history. So.
Right on. What about you, Grimes Fine? What do you, have you come across any? Well, we've seen some of it in videos, right? But not everybody maybe has seen that video yet. What is some good items you've come across this week?
Man, gold. What else did you find? Let me think for just a second. I'm serious. It was like overload. I was about to say shoes, guns. I found guns this week. Gold, Gucci. I found the 3Gs. Dude,
that's awesome.
I really can't. Just be watching the videos this week. It'll explain it. Like I bought a 5x5. I'll give you an example. I bought it for $70 or $75, one of the two. But it was literally trash bags. Just all trash bags stacked to the ceiling, and when they can only pull it halfway up. But I bid on it and won it, but in it was so nasty. You're gonna have to watch this video. But it would literally be like a bag of Wendy's trash with the used ketchup packets with like a box of brand new bullets in it wrapped up.
What? That's crazy.
Watch it. But every bag was like trash and half eaten food in it, and there'd be like a brand new like $50 knife in it. And then, so I probably pulled about at least probably $2,000 or $3,000 worth of retail out of gun and like knives out of there. And then the gold, we found 44 grams of gold today. But I know I've still got 10,000 square feet, like literally packed of, I bought a ton of units. And so we've got a lot more to go through, but just watch the videos. I really can't remember. We found some just crazy stuff.
The one with the Ronald or McDonald, it was a helium, like top to a helium thing, right? It looked like a mask at first.
Well, that unit was so creepy. Did I release that video?
Yeah, that came out because it was like boxes of plastic.
Yeah, that was the artist one.
Yeah, that was wild. So the Junksman Junksman is a guy that I just bid against. I bid against him at the units, or at all the auctions. And so I can't remember how, but he called me. We went out to his house. He's got a really cool shop out back. And I actually signed a contract to help him liquidate his warehouse. But then he bought that unit, and he bought it for $50. And he's like, I don't know what I was thinking. I can't, this is too much for me. He's like, could y'all come out? And so I signed a contract with him to split it 50-50. But that's a freaking weird unit. There's over like 500 freaking baby doll heads in that thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was definitely a little weird. There's money in parts and pieces of things, especially dolls.
He's like, you can make these weird, like, it's a market on eBay, he's telling me.
Yeah, and it just parts and pieces, which is strange. You think that's strange, but I'm not into dolls. Like, that's not something I ever collect. I don't know. I just can't handle a bunch of sets of eyes, like, staring at me. It weirds me out, but to each their own. If it'll make money, I'll buy it. Like, I'll sell anything as long as it's legal.
Clarify, that was for Justin, not Jenna. Yeah.
How about you, Pat? Have you gone outsourcing this week?
Oh yeah, I have a video coming out tomorrow, which I can. We found a freezer in a storage unit packed with food since May.
Wow.
Did you open it? Did you break that rule and open it?
Oh my God, did it stink?
Always plug them in first.
Three units in the row. The guy's in jail for a long time. So we obviously don't know what happened, but it's coming out tomorrow. Yeah, Friday. And found 2 motorcycles.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
See, that's what I miss doing. That's why Amazon, I bought a unit one time in Southern Illinois, and I paid $1,200 for it, live auction, and it had just wood on top, and it had a truck in it. And all I seen was the front of the truck. It was a Chevy S10, and the wood was just covering everything. Bought the unit. As soon as I removed the wood, it was like a barn that hadn't been assembled, and there was brand new power tools stacked from the ceiling up, all brand new, contractor grade. I made like $9,000 on that unit. It was crazy.
Yeah, so you've got a good business model, but the mystery's kind of gone for you, huh?
That's all it is, man. To be honest, like Amazon, there's no mystery to it. Like you're buying either wholesale, you're buying private label, or you're doing RA. And I do sell on eBay still, but not as much as Amazon. And you still get a little bit of the mystery, like garage sailing and stuff like that. But like for me, like I started out in storage units. So, back in 2007, I was listing most of it on eBay and selling a lot of local. And so for me, Amazon is, you can make some crazy money quick, but it's a business. Like it's work. It's an actual job. You know what I mean?
Are you kidding me? Reselling's work. You don't just sit behind the computer and it's so easy.
Well, Amazon, like the thing is with Amazon, like, I think you have to treat it like a 9-to-5. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it always amazes me what people think about reselling. The fact of, I don't know if they just assume that we just sit around all day and the stuff falls in our lap or what. But
yeah.
It's my mom. I was taught well, and it's not. I preach a lot about her in the fact of being very lucky that she went through all of it far before I did. She always says, mention to your YouTube audience that I bought a $500,000 house from stuff I resold and paid with cash. I'm like, okay, Mom. She did. I wish that I could be equally as knowledgeable as she is in what she knows now, because I'm not even close. She mainly does Amazon now. She still does garage sales and stuff like that, and finds more like unique items that for a much higher price to sell. But she loves Amazon. She still loves the thrill of the hunt, but as she gets older, she's like, I just can't do it. It's much easier to just, she buys liquidation or buys a pallet of things or goes to auctions and buys. Like one time she bought a pallet of pantyhose or something, and she's like, "You guys all laugh at me with my thousands of pantyhose," and she made a lot of money off them pantyhose. I didn't laugh at my mom about no pantyhose.
So you mean you're supposed to sell those when you get those?
Well, they weren't used; they were new.
Pat just wears them over his head.
Yeah. Hey, Mrs. Grimes, did you see the question? They want to know if you're sporting what the hell's glasses.
Oh, well, no, these are just my glasses.
I know. Because they know that I'm a student.
Hers are actually functional.
Yeah.
They're actually real.
Mine
I don't know where mine are.
Yeah, mine are functional too. So
mine are too.
Oh, here I have these. Will these are these all right? Will these work?
No, those are perfect. Yeah.
Mine are functional too.
What is that? A Powerpuff Girl or what is that? What's going on?
I don't know. It's some silly McDonald's.
Oh, no, that's a My Little Pony, isn't it?
That's my little
That's My Little
Yeah,
Pony.
my Little Pony.
see, Justin knows My Little Pony.
I do.
I mean, you could become a brony if you had those. I mean,
A brony.
come on.
Oh wait, I do see my glasses.
Hey,
I got my.
can I learn y'all a new word?
Yeah.
It's called turtley.
Turtley.
Yes, I love that one. Turtley.
Is that
Totally, but it's better. If something's a step up from totally, it's turtley.
turtley? So if you say to someone they look turtley,
Just turtley. Just
Totally.
turtley or purtley?
Gotta catch on. I promise. Just go with it.
Turtle.
Hey,
Yeah.
watch this. You want to see how good I am at getting things to catch on, Pat?
Yeah, go.
Hey, everybody. Say hello to Patdees. Everybody say hi.
No, Shane, don't get him started.
You'll see. Just
Hi,
watch the chat in half a second.
Give them a second. They're working.
Yeah, I'm having that emoji removed.
Ah,
Oh, good luck with that.
removed.
Yeah. Hey, Justin, I got a question for you. What is in the whole time that you've been doing the storage units and the auctions? What is the best thing that you found and sold? And it was like, wow, like it was like not something like well, $500, like something like, wow, we got like $7,000 for something. All right, see now I can't even watch this because they're yeah.
See?
Shane, don't laugh.
Hey, Pat, just go. Turtle. Just stick with it. I'm telling you, it'll catch. Just like
Turtley.
Yeah.
Turtley peanuts.
Turtley.
Turtley peanuts in the chat.
I think everybody that puts one of them on, I should get a penny per nut. And that should be coming like I should get a
That's
royalty.
not right.
You know what they say? Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
We just
Exactly.
yeah, we just have this whole conversation about age restriction? I think we're bordering here.
Borderline inappropriate.
That's Pat.
Borderline
Look at how
inappropriate.
That's so
Yeah.
weird.
Those do not look
when I
like
come down there,
peanuts.
I better get a bag of Texas size. You know.
Hey, look, hey, Cindy even threw you a donut, buddy.
All right. So answer the question. What was the best thing that you found that stands out still to this day?
Man, I really don't know. I don't know why that's such a hard question. Because if you watch my videos, like I'm all over the place. Like I promise you, I do not do any kind of illegal drugs like methamphetamine. I'm just like that excited, and because our business model is just like pump it out. I really don't. If I see something like 80s, 90s, like Ninja Turtles or something, I get all nostalgic and weirdo and kiddish. But I really love what I do, but I just don't think I can pinpoint it to one thing because I enjoy it for like a few minutes and then I sell it.
Yeah. There's Treasure Hustlers. Hello, girls. How are you?
My Curb Queens.
Yeah. So it's nice to see. I'm hoping that Sarah. Jackie likes to pick on me like Justin does.
Hey, hey, those girls right there, I call them around my house, I call them the gangster dumpsters. Them girls, hey, they got no fear. Like I'm all embarrassed and stuff, like peeking around. And if the wind blows or knocks a can over, I like jump in my car and take off. like trying to get security guards, like get their attention, and like it's wild. It's a crazy show. Y'all should go see it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, they're highly entertaining to watch. I love my Curb Queens. They're like OG in my world, man.
We got to get them to come on sometime. They don't do many lives. I would love to have them come on the show one night.
It would be fun. It would definitely be a good time. They're good. They're awesome. Even live, they're awesome.
Jason, that was not my typing, dude.
I've sold, and that's the reason I want to talk to you again, Justin, in the future, because I've sold baseball. I've sold cards for $500 each.
Yeah.
Graded cards and stuff. And what I like about it is the simplicity of shipping them, and it's easy to take a picture or scan. And I mean, you get anything really before the 80s. You go back in the 60s and the 70s, and Mickey Mantle, and I'm a big Mike Schmidt fan. I have actually his rookie card, PSA graded. I have every one from basically 1 through 8. I'm probably the only person that has all those grades. Even something like a 1 or a 2 is very rare. There's probably only like 20 of them in the world because most people don't send in a card that has a little bit of that damage. So there's only 20 exist of that one. So that's something I enjoy myself personally.
Yeah, we do too. We're very well known. I'm pretty good with my cards. You know, I can fly through them. I've got most of all those keys. Comics and cards. I've got most of them memorized to where I can just flip through and pull them out real quick. But that's how we got all that. The cards that you're referring to. I mean, have you seen it? Did I show it to you? You've seen the picture of it, maybe.
No, me and you got talking or something one time.
I'll take a picture of it and put it on my community board tomorrow. But I'm telling you. So this store was in business in Dallas for 35 years. They retired, and they were a referral for us for another client of ours. And so they brought us in. We actually held one big sale there at the store before they retired, and just to kind of as a send off. And when you run an auction, you don't want to oversaturate things, right? My job as an auctioneer is to create competition. If I create the right amount of competition, the market value will be set no matter what. And so that's why I was telling people with the pirate sale, we had 106,000 people on one catalog. That's ridiculous. So anyway, what was I talking about before that? She wasn't listening now. Watch. I knew it. You see how we do that?
We were talking about the baseball card shop.
So anyway, we did one set there, and then we brought all of the cards back to our auction house. And so what I'll be doing is selling those over the next year for them. But I've got everything from the 40s forward.
Great. Oh, that's awesome, man.
I mean, everything. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Even ungraded cards of Mickey Mantle, if you have those even in the 60s, you could still get good money for them.
We actually had the opportunity to do a 1952 Mantle tops, and we actually had a chance to auction that off for a client in California. It was a 7 miscut, and she was wanting $70,000 for it, and I think we got the bid up to maybe almost a little over 30. I personally think the value of that card was between 17 to 25, being that big of a miscut. But should have took it, but didn't. So to be able to sell a 1952 tops Mickey Mantle rookie card, and with all the debate, because you got those yoo-hoos out there that'll say the 51 Bowman was actually his rookie. And so, but the 52 is it's the Mantle card. And so we had an opportunity to actually auction one of those, and I feel like she should have took it, but she didn't.
A lot of professional athletes actually buy as investments into graded cards. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I follow the industry, and I have a friend that sells on eBay. His dad started a coin and shop and a baseball card shop a long time ago, and the son handles the e-commerce side of it, and is very successful and has contracts where he meets up with athletes and pays them to autograph pick, and he sells a lot of that type of stuff. So that's why my interest in it is because that's why I started eBay. Because of baseball cards, and it was a cheap hobby as a kid, not having nothing. I worked at a place that a guy had baseball card shows. I was able to go and buy baseball cards for 50 cents. And I always said one day I was going to have the Mike Schmidt rookie card. And then when I got into my 20s, working a good paying job at the time, I went out and I spent $250 for one card.
Do you guys, is there a certain price point? Because I know that you've mentioned cards a few times, Pat. Is there a price point you think that a card should be at to get it graded? because I know that obviously grading some things really helps, and that's not only just for just cards. There's coins and all kinds of other things. Is there a price point you think that you should hit? Because I don't really know much about getting anything graded. I nothing really about it. Do they?
What you've got to do, you've got to look at the value of if you did get it graded. And here's the deal: you're guessing. When you send that thing in, you're guessing. They're being very strict the last few years, so you can send it in and be like, all right, well, I think it's going to come back a 5, and you could say, all right, well, look on eBay sold listings, not with some ding dongs asking for it, but a sold listing. Look at that, see what the market value of that is, and then kind of see what it's worth now. And then you need to go to the website and see what's it going to cost you to get that price range graded. And so there's a lot that goes into it. So you just got to see, is it worth the investment to grade it? Sometimes you're going to actually invest more into it, and you're actually going to be upside down in it. But a lot of people do that because it's just one of their like childhood, like, comics, and they want it wrapped up.
I want to show you guys real quick. This is the 1952 Mickey Mantle that we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a 4. That's an excellent. That's sold on eBay. Justin, how much do you think it sold for?
When did it sell?
Just this past week.
Oh, don't give me one. It actually sold?
Yep.
Was
70
it
bids.
now, or was it an actual auction?
It's an actual auction by a company that does a lot of co-signing.
Okay, so it's a legit person.
Oh yeah, I know them.
They weren't selling $1 million black diamond Beauty and the Beast. I don't know. A 4.
Their feedback is 637,000. These people, they are legit, and this is why I enjoy talking about it. But
I don't know what maybe like 700, 40. Oh, I don't know.
40,000.
No, I guess that's right. Because what, an 8's maybe 1.2 or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't looked at the sold listings. So that was a 4 for 40 grand.
Yep. PSA graded. Yep.
And I got her like a 7 miscut. Well, I don't know. That's pretty good actually, I guess.
Yeah.
Good for them.
That's what I'm saying. There's money in cards.
Well, there's a ton of money in cards. I mean, I've been doing cards for a long time. We have people bring cards in all the time, and I'll right there with them. I'll sift through with them and tell them, and then I'll either offer. I don't like offering people cash prices. I know it's weird because you get a better deal. But I always am honest with them and tell them, like, if you let me auction it, you're going to make more money. If you piece any collection out, you're going to make more money. Period. Even after the fee. So anyway, there's that.
Well, and like
you guys
baseball.
keep talking. You're talking about. I mean, not all cards are created equal, though, right? Like the earlier, before the 80s, and
it's like comic books, like Golden Age comics. Golden Age comics are good. Like some of the covers.
I don't want the whole chat to be going out buying some 90s cards because you can buy that stuff by the bit. I mean, maybe unless you get something special, but likelihood.
Like some comics, if you find them, the covers, if the comic's trash, you can tear the cover, or not tear it, but you can unpin the cover from the Staples and sell it for $45. $50. I was a huge avid card collector when I was a kid, up until probably like before high school, and then it became uncool and I stopped. But I bought some cards. It's just like I stay away from like the 80s because you have all those Donruss 80s that were mass produced, and there's like thousands of them out there.
Yeah, I usually tell people about 73. After 73, everything started getting mass produced. It's 80s and 90s. You can pretty much count on two hands, like the cards like if you're going for like that big hit, you can pretty much count on 2 hands of what you're looking for.
Yeah, but you got some. You do have some 90s cards. You do have some 90s cards that are a couple $100. I mean, nothing like 40 grand, but a couple $100. Like if you get like a freaking,
like a Derek Jeter
rookie, or like a game swatch Derek Jeter, a swatch card. There were some money. Some of them are.
When I worked for a lister, he bought a storage unit that was like packed full of cards, and he wanted me to look through every single one of them. And I kept trying to tell him he hadn't been in eBay for, I mean, literally I helped him start that account. That was one of the reasons he hired me, was because I was familiar with it. I had just never done one specifically through my name and my name only. But he was one of those that he would type something into eBay and not do the advanced search of the solds and be like, oh, well, there's one listed for $200. That's what I'm going to get. Like the Black Diamond VHS you were just talking about. He's probably one of those people. But he had bought and he was like, I know that there's going to be $1 million, you know, in this storage unit because of all of these cards. Yeah, he got a rude awakening. He was paying me more than it costs for me to try to go shift through all those cards and look up every single one of them. Yeah, I learned a lot though about a lot of baseball and football players and
Nevermore Antiques. He brings up a really kind of good point about talking about sports cards since we ended up here. But he's talking about the Michael Jordan rookie. I think it's the '86 Fleer, but it's the most faked card out there. But he was talking about guys would slip those into there and sell them at auction. You know, I think I forgot that. So if you see a 1986 friggin' Jordan just like chilling in a binder, I'd probably take a look to it because it's probably, you know, fake, but maybe it's not. But be cautious. I mean, be very, very, very cautious because there's some real fakes.
Yeah, and not only goes for just cards, but a lot of other things too. There's fakes of. I notice a lot of plastics because I like, one of my favorite things to list is small figurines. I'm working with a certain amount of space, so I have to really hone in on size mattering on what I bring, you know, home to list. And also the fact that I've been collecting, you know, stuff and have stuff from when I was a kid helps. And then of course I have kids, which are a great source to figure out what's popular. But toys like Mark's toys, or the plastic, you know, the little plastic figurines, all those types of things. Another thing that was mass produced when it got bought out and sent, Mark's Toys specifically, in I think it was mid 80s or in the 80s. I can't remember the exact date. And then there was all kinds of companies making them. So it's all the Mark's toy, the toys before that are worth something. And if you look at something enough, you just know. It's like people who can look at clothes and they're like, oh, well, that's from this, you know, this year. It's the same thing with anything that you look at, like toys and plastics. I'm really kind of honed in on my skills of the feel of plastic and being able to date it just by looking at it. But I love to list those little army figurines, the true vintage before they were mass produced out, because it's amazing that something this size that weighs absolutely nothing can be shipped without barely any shipping materials. You have to be mindful of the little parts and pieces like the bow and arrows to some of the little Indians, or you know, the rifles, those break off, but it's you can get a whole, I mean, basically a whole bag of them and make one solid listing, one template, and then mass produce that one little toy that's selling at, you know, $15 to $20. And I just, you know, listed something like that 20, 30 times in a matter of seconds. Like, so I love to, and plus I think it's cool to just kind of photograph something that's somewhat of interest to me rather than, I mean, it's not that I can always come across things I like to list. You know, if I can make money, I'll list it.
I'll tell you what's pretty valuable is I bought these off of a guy one time, had no clue what they were, had to research them. And there's play sets, like there's toy soldier play sets people build and paint. And some of the brands are discontinued. So you have Barzo, Barzo. They're out of Chicago, and I literally had these two foam houses. One was about this big, one was about that big. Literally less than a couple pounds. I sold one for $400 and the other one for $370. And it was because they were discontinued houses out of the Davy Crockett set, which is pretty sought after, and they have no markings on them, so you literally have to Google image search them.
That's awesome.
Hey Justin, I have a question for you now. Do you sell on eBay, or is most of your stuff sold through the auction house?
No, I mean, the way I see it is, why would I pay eBay fees when I'm getting the fee, right? I mean, the buyer's premium has been around, I think, since the 70s or 80s in auction houses, so it's not something new. So, but you think about it. So when we sell items, it's standard in the auction industry that we charge a 10 to 15% buyer's premium. So instead of paying eBay fees, we actually get the full price of whatever that is we pull out of the unit, plus we get an additional 10 to 15% on top.
Now, when you sell stuff in your auction house, so I just understand your business, is it online bidding, or people can they come to your place? Is it live, or is it just all strictly online?
Yeah, so it's strictly online. You can only bid online, but you can absolutely come in and preview things because we do open, right? Because a lot of auction houses take advantage of the as is, where is, right? And I get why it's there. And that is a rule in when you sign up, first of all, when you sign up for auctions, read the rules and regulations. I can't stand when people do that and then they don't abide by what they were supposed to do and we do, and then they get upset with us and we're the bad guys somehow. But anyway, sorry about that rant.
That's all right.
No, it's true. It's good advice to always read the white writing, the fine white writing for everything, really.
So where were we at? The contract. What the heck?
We were talking about how you don't sell.
So we'll offer a preview so they can come in and they can look at the item. We put the measurements in there. If you're on your cell phone, you need to click into the item to go to the secondary on some cell phones to see, but the measurements will always be in there. But you need to, if you want to come in and preview, you can. If you're out of state and maybe you don't have that angle you want or need some more information, you can always send a submission form and we'll try to get you additional photos or whatnot. But yeah, all online because there's just too much overhead in a live auction house. And to be honest, we're in generational change where like the old antiques collectibles are out and the 80s and 90s stuff is like coming in and replacing that stuff, which is really cool in my opinion. So I really do. I feel like we're in this weird generational like kind of transition where things are weird, but they're actually starting to pick up again. But online's the way to go. It's the way of the future.
So then if I bought something for you, you have employees or your wife takes care of shipping the stuff then out?
Man, I'll tell you what. So we did Storage Auction Pirates first auction, and I literally I had to shift a whole bottom section of our gallery downstairs into a shipping area because we had over 250 people, which could be with invoices for shipping, which could be 2, 3, 4, 5 packages a piece.
Wow.
I tell you, it's nuts. It's nuts. So I told them we've actually been considering becoming a third-party shipping company where people can come in and I'll hire an employee to run that part of the section, just like we became a U-Haul location. So we have that revenue coming in from U-Haul. And so I'm like, well, we already ship a lot, so why not make the money on that as well? So, but Pirates Auction just made us have to like really force that. But yes, if you buy something, we usually take a day and we just knock out the shipping before we start setting up another auction. If you bought something, a free pack of peanuts for you.
You should look into becoming an affiliate for Amazon to ship their packages. And I read an article where like some companies are like literally giving them trucks and branding it and giving it to them and paying them like an upfront cost to deliver all those.
Did you see the question from Rusty Raccoon? Is Grind Finds a licensed auctioneer or strictly doing online with high bid?
Okay, that's a good question. So we do online only. In 2016, yes, I was a licensed auctioneer. I've been to Auction Academy. I've been around, I love ringing. I don't like bid calling, but I love being at a live auction and ringing and things like that. But in 2016, Texas changed the laws so what we do is we go to auction school, and then we have to take the state exam, and then every year the fees come up, and you pay into the TAA. Well, so in 2016, they stopped regulating online auctions, and what that means is like those fees, if something were to happen and it was a live auction, as a licensed auctioneer, I'm covered. But online, it's like we're the redheaded stepchild, and so they said, no more are we covering it. So I was like, well, I'm not giving you my fee anymore, and I don't need it anyway. So yes, I once was, but now I don't need it, and now we're online only.
Harlan has a question. Do you have people that buy and don't pay, or do you take a credit card when they register?
It's very minimal. We have some ding dong that'll do that every once in a while, and I was hoping one of Pirate's Trolls didn't. I was just worried about that. But when you register, HiBid is a third party. It's a hosting site, and they're phenomenal. HiBid, if you're listening, I'm trying to get you as a sponsor. I'm here. We're going to start doing HiBid tutorials. I'm telling y'all guys, HiBid, if you want to move mass amount of product and stop paying other companies your fees and start getting extra fees, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to take you a good probably 2 or 3 years to build your actual customer base, to have that email base, to build that. That's the hardest part. But HiBid is freaking the way to go.
Yeah, and again, that the link to his auction house is in the description below. I see that there are a few people throwing out links, and I appreciate those that are, Adam being one I see, and just everybody for watching. There's 45 people watching. Make sure to smash that thumbs up. I appreciate all of you hanging out today.
Hey, Mrs. Grimes.
Yes.
How do you enjoy the business?
How do I enjoy it?
How do you enjoy it? I mean, a lot of times, you know what happens is the wives tag along because the husband wants to do certain things. I know I was in the restaurant business and my wife tagged along, and sometimes you're looking like, sometimes wives do enjoy it and some don't. Now, I do this myself a lot on my own because my wife is still in the restaurant business, but I'm not. So I'm just trying to, since you're a guest also, and I'm trying to find out what do you think about it.
Well, I never knew about all until I met them.
Hold on, we can't hear you.
Oh, you can't? Is that better?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was saying I never even knew this business even existed until I met Justin at all. I never had gone to a thrift store. I had never been to an auction at all. So, but I've actually, I guess the part that I enjoy the most is, of course, being able to work together has been really good for us, as well as I really enjoy our customers. So I think one of the things that's really cool about selling on HiBid and having that platform is that people actually come pick up from our location, and you get to know them and you build a relationship with them. And I think that that's probably my favorite part of what we do, is being able to see actual customers that are bidding on our auction regularly, because we have people that buy from every single auction and they pick up from every single auction from our auction house.
Now, is your auction house on your property as where you live too, or do you try to keep that separate?
No, it's very separate.
Yeah.
At one point, Justin wanted to buy like acreage and just have like a huge building behind our house, and I thought
I didn't know we were gonna have. I didn't know we were gonna have 106,000 people coming to catalogs either.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want all those. I just don't know if I feel comfortable with all those people knowing where we live. So
Right.
We have a 14,000 square foot auction house, and we have a acre walled in yard where we run U-Haul trucks and trailers out of that.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Someone's asking, can they get a link to her channel? Do you have a channel, Mrs. Grimes?
I actually, I mean, I don't.
She
have
does,
a channel.
but she doesn't put any videos on it.
There's no videos on my channel. It's just me able to comment and subscribe to other people.
There is one on their channel. The count is one. Yeah, I'm always curious as to the wife kind of side of things. That made me think about Little Mama Stalker, because I know it's kind of hard sometimes when you don't necessarily have a spouse that is supportive of whatever the adventures you're into. So that's cool that you do have somebody who's into it.
Can't work together, and
right. That's true.
Yeah, we love working together. We actually had gone through a couple months where we only had one car, and so we would drive together there every day.
And now we just
then we kept doing it when we got a second car, just because we don't like to, that's a 25-minute drive, and all of a sudden you're by yourself, and that was always our time to catch up with each other. So.
Hey, Krillin's in the house. Krillin is asking.
What up, Krillin?
Krillin lives up here in the New York area. I'm from Pennsylvania, but he's asking, do you guys use Auction Zip?
We actually don't use it anymore. We used to.
I'm going to be honest. I don't ever really talk negatively about anyone or any site, but it's not worth the money anymore. And I think it's self-inflicted on themselves. Yeah. They don't advertise their site very well, and then they I guess their key was because we noticed the auction calendar was getting thinner and thinner, and so instead of offering a better service and better customer service and a better platform, they decided to raise the rate for a mediocre service. So not trying to be mean. I love you, but you need to step up your game if you want to be charging people more. You don't use them.
Right. I had to show this to Adam. I know Adam just came into the chat, probably from hanging out and modding for KC, Rockstar Flipper. But I'd show this earlier, and I don't know if you saw this either, Shane. That's why I'm your best moderator.
I know, right?
I bring my sledgehammer.
That's awesome.
Every time.
I love it. That's awesome.
For them trolls. This is their first warning. The other side, well, you can guess what happens then.
I need to do more lives. This is the first time I've been on a live.
I miss you, Shane. What's going on?
Yeah, it's been a minute. I've been really focused in on like pre-recorded content, putting out, a little bit different style of content and stuff like that. So it's
where's your? But fill us in on where's your channel heading? Are you still? I know before you were talking sort of about not necessarily at all being strictly reselling. So what's fill us in, Shane?
So for me, I don't know really where it's heading. So I'm just kind of like on for the ride. But I started doing daily content again. So I took several months off and didn't do hardly any content. And that time I was really figuring out if I really wanted to continue YouTube or not, and didn't really tell anybody that. And so then I decided like I'm gonna still continue YouTube, and I started putting out a video every day, just like I was for 6, 7, 8 months, a video a day. And my viewership's starting to pick back up now. I'm still going to be probably reselling and doing like more entrepreneurship. Next month I actually go and speak at Illinois State University, and then I go to Lincoln College in Illinois and speak to a couple classes there. So it's a lot of entrepreneurship, and I'm kind of wanting to go towards more entrepreneurship, like reselling more Amazon stuff. But I eventually want to make a second channel, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the second channel, to be honest with you. I kind of want to do like something different than Amazon. So I was going to make a second channel, because right now, if I buy a storage unit and film it, or if I go to a yard sale, people are like, stop filming that and get back in Walmart and scan stuff. Like, they don't like it. So it's really hard to diverse your content when you've niched out in a niche in reselling. Adam, I'm probably trying to look at moving next year sometime. I think the goal is to have our house on the market by like the first 3 months of the year. Mary Deethy. Yeah, I know, right? Like for me, YouTube was like one of those things where I had to decide if I wanted to continue or not. And I did decide to continue, but I was making more money on selling, and content was becoming hard to make. And what I mean by that is like you only have so much content you can make, and you run out of ideas. So I was fresh out of ideas. I was like not really sure where I'm going to go from here. And then so I just started doing RA content again. I started getting back into the thrift stores and doing that stuff, and started getting passionate about it again. And so for me, I had to go back to my roots on YouTube. I had to go back from day one, from when I first started, go back to my roots and start all over again.
Yeah, I would be sad if you disappeared from YouTube, but you know what? I get it, and I'm not even far, into this. I'm really only nine months into YouTube. Not the lives or watching lives necessarily, but I talk about this all the time. And most people don't even know, watching me or being on the lives, that I can't tell you how many times after every time I put end broadcast or I put a video out that I was like, I want to quit doing this. don't want to do this anymore. And it's not because the fun necessarily is out of it. I love editing. I have a great time doing pre-recorded videos and adding all these silly noises and, you know, kind of drawing people in and making them hopefully laugh or just kind of, you know, documenting my journey. The thing that always keeps me kind of going is going back to the reason why I started this, number one, but also, you know, I'm constantly reminded, literally every heartbeat, I'm reminded that I have multiple more surgeries. It's not, you know, that you get one surgery and then you're done. Like I get them every few years. And with each one, it gets a little harder. And I want to document every moment of me kind of reliving a whole lot of things because I was born with heart issues. I struggled with heart issues until recent years. I mean, for me to go up at 14,000 feet and hike like I did just a couple weeks ago, that would have never happened before. I would have dropped dead. So I just never did it, you know? And so I love that part of YouTube, that it's kind of not only given me the fuel or kind of a reason to put myself sort of out there, but to also have people join me on that journey. And I had somebody the other day tell me that they love watching my content because I kind of are reliving their life and maybe their childhood through me. And that is exactly why I do keep going. But it's hard though, for sure. You know, that there's the good and the bad, you know, too. I think it's mostly good so far. So
it's a grind, like, and right now there's more people than ever, especially in the reselling community, doing YouTube, which makes it very hard to grow. So it's kind of like spinning your wheels, trying everything. And so for me, I was growing really well. And then when I didn't put videos out for several months, I stopped. And so the grind was like, I was like 30, I probably put 25 to 30 hours in a week on YouTube. So I'm like, if I put that into selling on Amazon, how much money is that? Quite a bit. But I realized like I had to go back to where I first started on YouTube because I realized I didn't start a YouTube channel to make money. I started it to teach people and to talk to people and to be a part of the community. And so I had to go back to that because I kind of had lost myself a little bit, because after you get to be such a big channel, you start looking at like what videos do the best, what videos, well, you know, what's the CPM on those videos, which is, you know, what you get paid. And you have to realize like it don't matter. Like you just put out content. And when I first started, I just put out content with no expectations and I had a video go viral. And that's what you have to do. Put out content and do not expect anything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Because just talking about how YouTube changes you, does anybody else, since they started YouTube, like always freak out that your camera might still be like going live or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like throwing something over my phone or something. I'm like, man, I don't know. I might be live.
No, that's a real fear right there.
Is it really?
Oh, you know,
Oh yeah, like, well, especially when you get off of a live show and you're like, are we done? Is this?
Yeah.
Or you don't realize you're live and you go live, James?
That's happened to me before. That sounds strikingly interesting.
Hey, I told him I wouldn't bring that up.
Hey,
I promised him I wouldn't tell him what I really want to tell. Can I say?
Yeah, go ahead. Why not? Shit.
You got Crocs on?
Hell, hey, you know what? Do I got Crocs on? That is a dumb question.
Hashtag team Crocs and cracks in the house. And I'm typing it in the chat. Crocs and cracks. That's Shane for you.
And the reason I get so much crap about the cracks is I did a storage unit video. Like, I was pretty small channel. And I did it live. And I bent over. And my pants like fell halfway down, and my ass was showing on camera. So that's another thing of what could happen if you go live on YouTube.
Oh, I'm very aware of what could happen on lives. I'm surprised I haven't gone this live with, doing something embarrassing. Just a few weeks ago, was it? Yeah, the last time I hosted, I go through the whole live doing good, not totally completely embarrassing myself. And I get to the section about you know, where I like to ask some silly questions. And I get a little mixed up. And instead of saying that Ellen DeGeneres is like my idol, I said, I eat Ellen. I'm like, I don't eat Ellen. I'm not into that. And like, of
That's
course,
funny.
now my foot is in my mouth and I'm still talking. I'm like, oh my God.
Hey,
Yeah.
Justin, I told you she was weird.
What?
I told you she was. Wait, I told you.
You still got her beat, though. You still got her beat. Hey, you want to do the peanut thing again?
No.
Yeah.
I got. How does a person sign up to sell on like HiBid? Is there like a fee? Like a person in Pennsylvania wanted to do that.
Here's the deal. It's what it's going to do is it's going to get. Here's the thing. So like all those people that bid on our auction, at the end of the sale, right? So each eBay thing. I'm not knocking eBay. I'm just telling you why we do this. So you know we type everything into an Excel spreadsheet, but then after the auction's over, you basically hit a couple buttons. Takes, you know, like 1 or 2 minutes, and then the system puts out all the invoices to everybody. Hey, man, Nevermore Antiques, you're my new favorite.
Shout out to John for all them peanuts.
He's not my favorite.
That's impressive. That is a great wall of peanuts right there.
Yeah, well, he's a little weird himself.
What is that, Shane?
It's hot dogs. It's hot dogs.
I went to see him in Missouri, and he was kissing me before I left. So that yeah.
You two were such a hoot, though, live and then even in the video. That was too funny. You guys have to hang out again, you and John, Pat.
So if a person wanted to do, if I wanted to do,
did you see what he asked? If you've kissed Patdees,
he's trying to change his subject.
Yeah.
No. Here, I'll help you, Pat. So yes, if you wanted to use HiBid, you could, right? You could use it. It's a great functioning software, but you need to get like an email account. You need to start building your customer base because that system connects to what email one do we use? Constant Contact.
Yeah.
Like Constant Contact. So yes, it is a great tool, but they do what I like about HiBid is they're going to advertise your auctions too. But it's not as good as if you were doing it. So I wouldn't expect people, you can't just get a HiBid account, upload your spreadsheet, put your pictures in there and think that you're going to get some of the prices that we're getting. It's just not going to happen. It's going to take a little bit unless, I'm going to tell you right now, don't be like these ding dongs. Do not go out there and spend $10,000 on an email list for 100,000, new fresh buyers because it's not true, right? You can have, I don't care how big your email account is. If you don't know how to use it, no, I'm joking. Never mind. You know what I mean, though? So it's all fluff. All they're doing is they're selling you non-active people who some point in the future. So you can upload that. It doesn't mean you're going to have anything. You need an organic customer base. And I'd start building that through your family, through Facebook, through Facebook, in my opinion, is the best marketing tool you can use right now because people – one of the big shifts in online buying is people are leery, right? Who is this company? Who are they? Do they have it? And they're, Googling and stuff like everybody's done me, I'm sure. But anyway, I'm ranting on. But so, can y'all hear me?
Yep. Yeah.
Never mind. Y'all are all still.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was I saying?
You were talking about email lists and
Facebook because they can see you, right? They can see you. They can go stalk your page and they can see that you're a real person. So I think marketing on Facebook is actually really smart because it takes some of that away. They can either see you're a freak and they don't want to do business with you, or they can see you're kind of normal and they're like, yeah, I'll give them a shot.
I think Facebook and Instagram would be both really good for that. Instagram would be huge for that because right now Instagram is kind of the in thing.
Is it? See, and I've got one, but it's not active, and I really.
Yes, I was going to tell you that
Start
yesterday,
posting, man.
Justin. You should do something about it because I think it would be very beneficial, especially with what you're into and the auctions. Yep. It's really quite a visual platform, and I notice even just trying to push my YouTube just a little bit that it's really made a huge difference. But I think you should get into it. I know you got a lot on your plate, but it's worth it. It totally is worth it.
There's some of those things out there that can connect.
And you can cross post. Like anything you put on Instagram, you can set it to where it will go automatically to your Facebook.
And you know what? The best pictures for Instagram are you with like a huge buy or a really cool item, like in the picture, you and the item. You know, like I did a picture of me and a bunch of hats sitting on the ground from a wholesale. I bought wholesale and it had like 300 hits, 300 likes, and you know, so like Instagram's like one of those things where like I post a picture a day and do like maybe 2 or 3 videos, you know, 20-second videos a week. And I've been doing that, and I stopped recently, but I was doing that and gained like 600 followers in like a couple months.
Man, I need to do that. So I used to be only on Facebook, right? We did all our videos, we did everything on Facebook, and then we started using YouTube. But then I just through my studying and stuff, and I had figured out. I went to classes and stuff on Facebook. I think I had figured out their algorithms and how to stay on top pretty easy. Mm-hmm. But as soon as we decided to go back to YouTube, they're basically enemies. And as soon as I put a YouTube link in anything on Facebook, my likes go down. Like almost to 0. And so it's really hard to cross promote YouTube and Facebook. And so I figured Facebook, are they in Instagram the same? Okay.
Yeah, they own Instagram.
Okay. So that would be easy. So what I've just been doing now is like, okay, YouTube seems to be taking off. You know, I can actually justify the time to run this channel, but I can't really do both. And I'm trying to figure out how to do them all at the same cross post.
Justin, why don't you have one of your employees help you with maybe some of the social media aspect?
Well, see, we're already, man, I'm also we're at that weird point, right? Where you need to rehire, but the numbers don't quite justify it.
No. I'm just saying maybe that little bit that someone that's really, because it seems like
they're already so stretched thin though. You know?
Okay.
I see they're so stretched thin. And I mean, I'm telling you guys, I literally probably work 18 hours a day.
Yeah. Well, and editing one video could be 2-3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
It's tough.
Oh, see, my YouTube videos, like my editing, usually after we're done filming, I can put the video all together and ready to upload to YouTube in about 5-10 minutes.
That's not bad.
Well, because we don't edit.
Yeah, you just
that's our thing.
Hey, and sometimes that's a good thing, you know what I mean? Because you get content out a lot faster, you know what I mean, in bulk.
And I just don't have time to edit. I'd like to, but I don't have time for it.
Hey, Justin, do you know what KBid is? It's another auction site. You ever hear that?
What was that?
KBid?
KBid? No.
You're
going to see a lot of them. We were pretty early into the game around here. There's a few other companies that kind of went from live auctions, and they're really early in the game. But there's this weird thing. There's like this lack of customer service a lot in the auction industry. Sometimes it's just real cut and dry, and as is, where is, and I get that and all that. You got to have room for mistakes, especially like if I make a mistake at our auction house, I don't as is, where is nothing. We're going to pay for our mistake. So we're really early into the game, so we're very blessed. So if anyone wants to start an online auction company, message us on Facebook. I mean, I'll give you all the advice I can. You know, I'm in talks with Pirate right now. When him and Alex were down here staying with me, we really talked about it, and I think he's about game to go back and reproduce what we're doing because he already knows how to buy. Our system's simple, it's easy. HiBid offers a great service. It's simple, it's easy. If you know how to buy and you're a hard worker, you can succeed.
Well, and you know, YouTube is a great forum to market that stuff too. You know, I mean, if your viewers want to buy some, hey, go to HiBid, buy it off of me. You know, bid on it.
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm so blessed. I think we're coming up. We should be hitting 6,000 subscribers soon, and that's just
awesome.
Wild. And I never thought that I would ever make a dime on there, but I'm a businessman. And I have children, and I have a wife that I want to take care of, and I have employees. You know, I have many families that I'm responsible for feeding. So I'm not going to be ashamed if people get upset because I do. Part of why I do YouTube is to help cover some of our overhead.
No, absolutely. And AdSense is great. I mean, and for you, like, how long you've been doing YouTube?
We started a year ago. We've fully been doing YouTube about 2.5 months.
Dude, that's awesome. Two and
a half months ago, we had 100 subscribers.
Yeah. I was like in the same route. Like I did like half-assed YouTube for about 7 months and then maybe 6 months. And then the other 6 months, it took me about a year to get to 1,000 subs. And then from there it was grinding it out, you know?
See, and hey, y'all, there's nothing special about us. There's really not. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for Mike, if it wasn't for Jeremy over at What the Hell's, like, those two guys are at the very beginning are very responsible for where we are right now. And all the other AA members are very helpful. But those two guys right there, it's not normal to get to where we are this fast. I realize that. And I also realize why we're here. And that's why we're grateful.
Well, and you guys find some pretty awesome stuff. You know what I mean? Like that Nike.
Yeah, they
that
do.
Nike
He's
video
got
is awesome,
personality.
dude. Yeah.
You got the personality to back up all those subscribers. So you have, Pat, you don't, buddy. No, I'm just kidding. He knows I love him. I love you, Peter. I would, I give Pat a hard time, and even I tell people I'm the only one that's really on YouTube allowed to be mean to him. But I appreciate him, and he knows that he's literally my best friend. Like Pat and I are very close. And I appreciate him. I give him a hard time. I'm the only one who's allowed to on YouTube. So if y'all are mean to Pat, I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey. I'm just telling you. Only me. Only I could be.
Ain't gonna happen.
Ain't gonna happen.
Unless Denise says otherwise, then she, I guess if she wants them to be mean to him, then that's fine.
My wife is the one that's doing the work and stuff, keeping the household together. I'm trying to do something here to build something up, and Steve Alcorn had hit on it that I'm doing something that's unique, willing to travel and meet other people, and me and Shane have met. Now we're going to get together and do something. Yeah. I've done stuff with What the Hells. I've done stuff with Jeebus. Done stuff with Scott the Bearded Picker. Done stuff with John from Nevermore. So that's going to be part of my. For me, I mean, I hope one day YouTube is something, but it doesn't have to be something that, that's what I rely on, because still in the background, I'll still be a reseller. But it'd be nice that even if a little YouTube income would cover some of the traveling expenses, because going to these places, it's not cheap. I mean, Nashville and, back and stuff was probably, a $500-600 trip.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and I think that's where, like, AdSense, like, for me, like, through the summer and all that, I don't make a killing on AdSense. But in the fourth quarter, with RA content, you make a lot of money on AdSense. And, that's where, like, you might, you can't really depend on YouTube because there's ups and downs, just like anything else. But you have to mix it. Like, it's a stream of income, legitimate stream of income. And if you mix it with selling on Amazon or eBay, it could be huge. And, with Justin, he's mixing it with his online auction business. And, I mean, something a little extra to give you a boost.
Mm-hmm. Having multiple streams is good.
Is there any other channels that, like, other online auction houses out there on YouTube? Because if so, y'all let me know, because, man, I got to meet them.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
It's got to be.
I don't think so.
I hope so.
I know I can't think of what his name is, though.
Cincinnati Picker used to have one, but he sold it off. So he don't even have it anymore. But he used to have his own auction site.
Who, John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Uncle Jed's Auction Shed. Yeah, I think isn't his name Jerry or something? That's what I was trying to remember. But he's the only one I could think of.
I like that name.
Off the top of my head.
I'm going to have to go check the channel. I haven't even.
I got to still figure out how to get our money out of our account. I was telling somebody AA last night, but I think she might have figured it out. But we're just the money that we made last month on the ads and stuff. Because I'm saving that money. I'm not going to touch any. All that money is going to go back into the channel, because, like, our biggest complaint is, like, I kind of mumble and I talk kind of low, and so the audio just sucks on our channel right now. I'm sorry, we're trying to work on it. But so all that money is going to go into purchasing wireless mics.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're putting all that into the channel, because the way I see this, it's kind of like it's entertainment for people. Because I know I watch a lot of y'all, and it's like it's fun. I'd rather watch something that I can relate to. It's just better for me. I can pop on YouTube, and I think YouTube is like kind of the way of the future. Like, TV's going down, and I think you're going to see more like this. So we really want to just take every penny, invest it back into the channel, and make it cool for the subscribers. Let's be honest. If it wasn't for any subscriber, we would be here, but it'd be really weird not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we would have no one watching, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed they were pushing. I'm noticing more ads about the YouTube TV pushing out, which I mean, it's not shocking that that's what is happening. It's like I know somebody, a family member, and he's always mumbling and grumbling about how mad he is that Amazon's taking over and everybody wants to do everything online. And my whole thought process is, well, if that's going to be the future and that's what's happening now, I'm going to at least try to make money from it. So you all can laugh all you want, but it's the way of life. Like it is, whether we like it or not. And so
have you had people leave comments about upset because you make money on ads for it?
The worst comment I really, well, there are a lot of things that people, I mean, there are some crazies out there for sure, but the most common one I've really heard is I laugh too much. It's always some comment about my energy or I'm too much or I do drugs or something along those lines.
Hey,
I'm sorry to break it to you people. This is all natural high right here.
I know.
I don't know what to tell you.
People think
Hate me for being happy. Fine.
I get accused of being shy.
Hey, if that's all you get accused of, that's good.
You're doing real good, buddy.
Because I've gotten death threats. I've gotten death threats. I've gotten trolled for 3-4 months at a time, telling people people telling me I need to quit YouTube. And
oh man, that's not
all right, dude, it's been crazy, right? But you
the
just
word I got called was an inbred white trash carny. That's my favorite still, white trash carny. That's my best.
White trash carny.
Yeah.
You know, I've probably been called something like that. I mean, I've been told I had man tits like 1,000 times. Like, it is what it is, right? Like,
hey, I'm starting a segment once a month called Hell for Review, and we're going to put up a big screen, and I'm going to go through all the Hell for Review. I'm saving them. It's gonna be
dude, fun. That is a good idea.
I bet that'll be funny, especially coming from you guys. So I noticed we're almost at, well, since starting 2 hours. I wanted to make sure to ask the sort of random questions to you guys, which will take a couple more minutes, and then let you also follow up with whatever you got going on in the next week or so that we can let these fine folks who have been watching us for 2 hours go to bed. For me, 5 o'clock comes early, 5:30.
I want to thank Justin for coming on. When we do this show, we take it very serious and we book our guests ahead of time. And I've been friends now with Shane since the beginning of the year, and always wanted him to have come on the show. And I actually still want him to come back because, in all fairness, he came late, so we didn't really get a whole lot of time to talk to him. So we hang out personally on a personal level and talk BS. But as far as what he's doing and what his channel and stuff. So, Kimmy contacted Justin with short notice today, and she had texted me and said, sure, he would come on. So
I had to think about it. It's not. There's
and I apologize for being late too, guys.
Oh, that's all right. You're right. It worked out. Because
go ahead and say it.
Well, so I don't want to make it sound like we were just trying to fill in the spot, because it wasn't. We take this show a little differently than just a regular hangout, and I specifically ponder and think about guests. And then when you have another person on the panel with you, you really want it to kind of sort of vibe well together. So I was thinking, Shane's a good guy. I consider him a friend. I've watched him long enough, and so I wanted it to be somebody that could vibe well, and also that maybe that you guys didn't know each other, which kind of seemed to be what the case was. So even better for 2 cool peeps to, well, 3 to.
Hey, look, you want to meet my daughter? Yeah. She never. I'm like the uncool YouTube dad, and she just got on YouTube. What the crap?
Uncool YouTube dad.
Hello.
That's awesome.
It's going to be 14th, and this is Kennedy.
Should be 14.
You're going to be how old?
14.
Nice. My daughter's 14. I have a 14-year-old.
Great student, and she is she's got a beautiful heart too. She's a very sweet girl.
Ah, that's awesome. She's very pretty.
All right. Don't embarrass me. Sorry.
Good night.
That's pretty funny. I love kids, and my daughter's 14, and has a little bit of an attitude sometimes, but we have the greatest time. I always tell her, you know what? I really like you. Like, I legit think you're a cool person. She's always like, thanks, Mom. But before I get into the questions, I had a parent funny little quick story was, so I picked her. She's, I don't know if she's listening, but she's going to probably be annoyed I'm telling this story. So I picked her up from school yesterday, and she was sort of venting about having to run laps in gym, and she was going on about she was tired and how she now has to run, double the amount of laps the next day and supposed to double her time, and this is what they want her to be able to run in a mile and blah blah blah. And she was just kind of venting about it, and I looked over at her and I was like, you want a participation award or what? I mean, really, are you serious right now? But that's just kind of the relationship we have. And she's just like, yes, Mom, I want a participation award right now. Well, that's just how parenting kind of goes. You just never know what they're going to be.
I'm blessed.
Complaining about or
bedtime problems right now.
I love it though, and it's really cool that my son is a little older now. He's 8, and they're starting to really connect on being able to do a lot of similar things. He was almost too little for a long time to really do anything exciting, and he's just now, of the right height to ride different rides at the amusement park and to finally reach the pedals on his bigger bike. Like, so it's cool. I love being a parent.
That's awesome.
Hashtag parenthood rocks. All right. Into the questions. Oh, okay. So these are not necessarily reseller related. I'll ask you first, Grimes. What's your dream car?
Dream car oh man, that's kind of changed, right? It's like your palate when you get older, right? It changed.
Yes.
But if you had asked me about 2 years ago, I'd probably told you like a 1987 to 93 Fox Body Mustang. That's my thing.
And you, Shane?
So my dream car, I would think would have to be a late 60s model Pontiac GTO because they're slick. Yeah.
Pat?
Yes.
I was typing into the chat. Sorry, and I didn't even spell monetize. Right.
My favorite movie this year so far was Toy Story 4. Was the question?
No, but I'm really.
No, it was your dream car, Patrick.
Oh, okay. Well, I was dreaming. I'm sorry.
I was dreaming.
Yeah, my car, a Dodge Challenger. Even if it's a modern one, I'm going to get one day.
Oh, I love Dodge Challengers. Good choice.
Yeah. Even if I'm going to get.
I rented one of those ones.
2008, 2009.
Good choice.
Yeah, they ride pretty nice. For me, well, I always think about, because I got to overanalyze everything, and I'm like, well, where I would be at if it would be right now. Am I in Colorado? Because now those things kind of matter. I would like to have a nice little sport car or sportier car, an older Camaro, like late 60s. It reminds me of when I used to drag race at Bandamere Speedway. I raced a Camaro, so that would be cool to do or to have again. And then, of course, I'd have to have a truck, for reselling. And then the economy car of some sort. But the Camaro or an older Corvette, even, I like some of those. I'm not a Mustang fan, not a Ford fan. Sorry, folks. Chevy all the way. But
hey, have you ever driven a Bentley?
No, I have not ever driven a Bentley. I've driven a Lexus, and I think it's kind of a little overrated, personally.
I was always that guy. I was like, if I won the lottery, I would never buy a huge house. I was like, even if I had the money, I wouldn't buy a Bentley. And I'm like, man, I drove one. And I was like, I would probably buy one.
I would buy one.
Yeah, we were hired by a big law firm here in Texas to liquidate. They do white collar crime, and so we had to liquidate a car collection. And there was a Bentley, and I had to drive it from Houston to here. Man, you're like 230, and it feels like you're on water. I'm joking. I'm just trying to see how many y'all get upset. It was 20. What 30? That's ridiculous.
I see Nevermore Antiques. John says, Kim, my wife says you suck. She's a Ford girl. The only reason I'm kind of dead set on them is every single one that I usually come across breaks. Yep. So why would I want something that continues to break every time? Like so many of them.
I just sold my truck a few years ago, and I had a 1969 Ford F100 long bed with the original tailgate. It was a slick truck. It was slick.
Hey, Thrift Trader said a Bronco, and or no, he said Mad Bronco, so that means somebody else said it. But aren't they? They're coming out with the Bronco.
Yeah,
yeah. That's gonna be cool to see.
That I googled it, man, and that body, the
nice.
body.
I hadn't looked at it, but I like the old Broncos and the old like 2-door Tahoes.
Oh yeah, the O.J. Simpson Broncos are my favorite. Those are some good looking Broncos.
See, Swift Seller says found on road dead. Yep, you're right. You're right. And by the way, thank you for being here, Swift Seller, aka Scott is his name. I appreciate it. The train is awesomely going by.
Should I ask the next question?
Would you like to ask a question?
Yes. What was your favorite movie this year, Grimes?
It's probably a Marvel movie. I'm like a big kid. I love all the Marvel movies.
So you never went and saw Toy Story 4?
No, we didn't.
No, I didn't.
Remember when I was with What the Hells and we talked about this and you said, "Okay, Dad."
I said I was gonna go. Yeah, I was gonna go.
Well, you waiting for me to buy the DVD for you for Christmas?
Hey, do you want to come run my business for a day so I can go take a day off to go?
No. You go to the afternoon matinee. I'll.
That ain't how my world works. My world is like 7/24. I mean, that's really how it works. It's just how it has to be right now.
Well, part of Patdees is coming to make your life fun, and I'm openly saying that. When I go,
how about a Patdees comes and takes over Grimes Fonts for a day to give me a day off? That sounds like YouTube gold.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
He'll give you all the peanuts you want.
Shane, what was your favorite movie this year?
Okay, I'd have to say The Dirt.
The Dirt.
It was amazing, and
that's on Netflix or something, right?
Oh yeah, it was good. It's a movie about Motley Crue. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing movie.
Is it?
Oh, dude, you got to watch it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I just don't like watching movies with hoo-hoos in it. And I figured, like, Motley Crue, I know the history of them. And like,
dude, but this movie, though, oh, my gosh. It was just.
Is it?
Dude, it was really good.
I watched with my wife and let her forward through it.
Yeah.
See, that's why Grimes is my type of guy. When we go to see Toy Story 4, we don't worry about hoo-hoos.
Yeah.
We sing "You Got a Friend in Me" and all this. Have you gone to the movies at all this year?
I have a couple of times. My favorite so far is Beauty and the Beast. I think that was the best one I've seen. But I've only seen like a few kids movies. I'm trying to think if I watched anything at home, and I don't really think I have. It's been quite some time. I do try to. We do that with the kids. Like my mom loves to go to the movies. She's always trying to find every kid movie. Well, she don't live here anymore, but she just moved Friday to Arizona permanently. I'm a little sad about it, y'all. But moving on to the next question.
I am going to see My son wants to go see Rambo in 2 weeks.
I do want to see that.
Nice.
See,
it's going to be a good movie too.
Yeah.
Donatella is asking about peanuts.
Hey, how many steroids do you think it took to make that?
Say that again, Justin. You broke up there, buddy.
How much steroids do you think it took to make that movie? Ain't he like 80? That dude looks so good. That's nuts.
I have to see the new Top Gun movie.
He works out all the time, Justin.
The new Top Gun movie.
That's impressive. I love Sylvester Stallone. He's like one of my favorites. Also.
Yeah.
All right, Kimmy.
So whenever I go to the movies, my daughter makes fun of me for it, but I bring a piece of paper and a pencil, because I try not to use my phone for the notes inside the movie theater, but I do write down what movies are coming out to kind of stay on top of it.
See, that's different. When we go to the movies, I make my wife go to Dollar Tree and stuff a bunch of candy in her purse so we can take it in.
Yeah. We do that, not do that.
Except you got to shove it in your kids' bags because if they get caught with it, it'll probably be cool. If you get caught, you're like crap.
You're not gonna. I always tell my kid, just play dumb. We know nothing. Just cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like it makes me think about the whole dumpster diving. I don't know if you guys caught any of the videos of where my daughter is overly paranoid. I don't know what it is about lives and people. I'm sure you guys probably deal with it too, but people are not shy about showing themselves on lives. When I'm on a live or trying to record, they have no problem making it known to me that they want that. They're trying to get my attention, and I'll be like, I'm on YouTube Live, or I'm recording a video. They're like, oh, like that's their invitation to start poking their head over and being a weirdo. But people are weird for real.
The new Top Gun movie looks good too.
Oh yeah, that does. I love nostalgic movies,
dude. Top Gun was like my ultimate favorite.
Yeah, that's a great movie. That's definitely a classic for sure.
You think aviators are going to be popular again, or start coming to be a super big trend if that comes out?
Dude, in the trailer, Tom Cruise didn't look like he really aged much. Like, so.
Maybe not. Might be a lot of good Botox. All right.
Keep up with current events. I read on the Inquirer he sold his soul to the devil. That's why he looks like that.
Well, it's all that Scientology. Yeah. Didn't you know that? Like, he looks unaged.
Oh, that's what it was. But whether it was in the Inquirer, it was true.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, everybody. 45 watching. All right, next question. I'll do this to Shane first. Ask to Shane first. Name a band you loved to listen to as a kid or a teenager.
So I grew up in, like punk, heavy metal when it was pretty popular back in the 90s. I mean, I'm 32, but I love a lot of old music. So I like Queen and I like Motley Crue. And that's why I like finding like really cool concert shirts. And so that huge haul I had, I'm probably I don't even know how much I'm gonna make. It could be over $20,000. That's why it was so important to me to get that deal.
And Grimes, how about you? How about you both? You both can answer that. What is a band you listened to back in the day?
Oh man.
They're only 25, so I mean we're talking about 5 years ago.
I listened to all kinds of music, but I guess maybe I don't know. I was into like Matchbox 20 and Blink-182 and
Blink-182 is awesome.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff though.
3 Days Grace was huge back like when I was in high school too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mine was probably. I like everything. Like. So a lot of the comments I get is like I'm a hillbilly redneck and stuff, which is really funny. No, because check this out. Like I have a Tupac Shakur tattoo. Like, what? Yeah, and most people, but they do. They think I'm some kind of hillbilly. And actually, the truth is, growing up, probably 80-90% of my friends were either black or Hispanic because that's the areas we grew up in.
So did you listen to MC Hammer and LL Cool J or any of those?
Dude, yeah. Tupac was way better than Biggie.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Way better. Hey, Biggie had it, but yeah, a lot of people don't know that. But I have Tupac's portrait right here. But I love. You could walk in my house and I might be listening to Sinatra. Most of the time, I'm listening to like Hillsong United. That's what we listen to around here. But I like everything. I don't listen to the Tupac anymore. I really did. One day I took my CD. I was like, man, I keep putting this stuff in my head. And so I'm like, man, I was like, I'm just going to listen to worship music. And then so like when somebody would cut me off, like instead of like wanting to bust a cap in them, right? Yeah. I want to pray for them. So what goes in does come out. It's the truth.
Yeah.
Right. True. What about you, Pat? What did you listen to back in the day?
Oh, I listened to a lot. I like a lot of music. I mean, I like Queen. I like the Bee Gees. I like old country, like Hank Williams Jr. I liked Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton back in the day. George Michael. 2006. I was probably to 5 concerts. I had the opportunity to shake hands with James Taylor, high five Michael Bublé, and that was just about 6 years ago. So music was always good for me because my dad had his priorities screwed up. he could always afford his cigarettes and his booze, but we couldn't keep the cable on. So the radio was for free, and the radio gave me filled a lot of time in between feeling worthless as a teenager at times. So I was actually part of the Glee Club for 4 years. So I love music.
Johnny Cash is awesome too, by the way.
I didn't know that. Yes, Johnny Cash. So for me, back in the day, I've always been one to like my liking for music is very eclectic, very kind of broad. I like a lot of music. But back, so middle school, y'all got to remember, I have 4 brothers, but I was listening to ICP and Metallica. I was also listening to Sublime and Jewel.
ICP.
I mean, that's a pretty, and the Eagles. Like all my parents, my dad loved the Eagles, and my mom loved Celine Dion and Elvis. So I listened to a lot of and Queen. I love Queen. Queen is like in my top 5 of ultimates. That was a good movie. I did go see that.
I have the original. I have the original Live Aid concert T-shirt from the UK and Philadelphia.
I have that DVD.
I just got the hairs on my arm stood up when you said that. That's awesome.
1985.
Hey, so are you a gigolo or whatever the heck they call those people?
A juggalo. No, I don't listen to ICP anymore, but
just gigolo, male gigolo.
They're great, Malinka.
Have you guys?
Yeah, I'm not one of those weirdos who don't like clowns. So.
Have you guys heard of that new singer, Jeremy Hales?
Dude, he's awesome. His voice is like honey, sweet honey.
But is it more like alternative or country? Because it kind of sounds like a little mix.
Dude, you can't put him in a box. You can't put him in a box. He's no style.
He's like Randy Newman sings that song "You Got a Friend in Me" in Toy Story.
Yeah, I think I know who he is. Something about
Jeremy Hales can do that type of jingle.
Oh, what the hells? We love you. Oh, what the hells?
Hey, maybe y'all should do a collab. Hey, but for real, I just noticed that Jeremy's in here. And for all of these other channels, like I think that people need to give that dude some credit because that dude has done so much that he doesn't have to do to help other channels. He's not getting anything off of it. And that dude is he's a solid dude, man. And I mean, he doesn't have to do what he's done. Like we've made decent money on YouTube, and I never thought I'd make a penny on it last month, but that's because of that guy. He doesn't have to do what he does. So I just want to give him a special shout out because that guy does a lot for a lot of up and coming channels. And so anyway, I just think he deserves credit for it.
Yes, Jeremy and George are both amazing, and I appreciate them and everybody else, even in the AA auction meetings. You guys have all made me feel very, very welcome in that community. So
after you get done with this, I do want to say this. I am going to be re-premiering our video right after this because the reason I was late is because I deleted the video off real fast and panicked because Pirate texted me. He's like, dude, you freaking put mine and Alex's cell phone number in your video. And people were texting him. And so I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. But Alex was like texting me. He's like, oh, he's thinking it's hilarious. So
I was wondering where that didn't premiere. I was like, I thought he was doing a premiere today. Because I know you.
Well, I was doing the video and he texted me and my phone was right there when I was about to weigh the gold today. And he always says, what's up, ladies, to me and Alex whenever he's just randomly. And so I showed the camera and I didn't think about it.
Hey, Justin, do you have these?
Oh, that is cool. That is better than the T-shirt I have.
Huh?
Oh, it's awesome.
But
that is like awesome.
That. That's nice. Don't play.
Right? Okay, next question. Okay. There's only a couple more. Name a trend, current or past, that you think should never have existed. A trend that you think should never have existed, whether it's current or past. I thought that was kind of a cool question. I'll start people sagging their pants. I want to walk up to those people and be like, seriously, pull that shizzle up. We don't want to see all of that. I mean, how do they even walk with like trying to spread their legs out all awkward, to try to keep their pants up? They look like, I don't know what it is, but that's a trend that I think should not exist, is having your pants. I sound like an old person. My daughter would be rolling her eyes right now like, gosh, Mom, you're such a mom. I always want to tell them kids, pull up your pants.
Oh, boy.
Your mama see that.
Some guy in the chat saying Crocs are still cool.
Hey, Crocs are still cool.
Hey, those are comfortable.
Dude, I tell everybody this, and they just underestimate it.
Yeah, we all know you like Crocs. We all got to see them for about an hour of you not realizing that we were all watching you and judging you and your Crocs.
I'm going to say back in the 80s, those spandex pants that people were wearing.
Don't say people, say that we were wearing. You know you were wearing them.
I did. I was like, oh, my God. I mean, they were like wearing pantyhose or leotards, whatever you call them.
I can see Patdees rocking those and some high
asking for a friend.
High leather military boots or something, walking around with an earring in.
So Lady Luck Junk said, do you know why Crocs have holes? So you can let your dignity can escape.
Hey, let mine escape because I love them. You know what though? So I was having like some plantar fasciitis problems, and Crocs healed it. There's a lot of power in Crocs.
All right. Yeah. You want to believe, kid.
Crocs sell, so I can get them really cheap here because one of the warehouses or the place they make them is right here and not too far out. Well, it's in Boulder, but that's
when I need some new ones, I may have to give you a call so you can get me 3 or 4 pairs.
Yeah, you just let me know. I see them everywhere. Every single time I go to the thrift store, every single time I go to the bins.
That's crazy.
I just picked up some Crocs the other day that were boots. Have you seen the boot ones?
No.
Those are cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're real light and like they weigh nothing and they're like snow boots or rain boots or something. Croc snow boots.
Patdees, what do you got there on that plate?
Do you see the steam coming up?
You got some peanuts on that?
No, I got
some boiled peanuts?
Pasta.
Right. All right, 2 more questions. Name something you do every morning to start your day.
I know what mine is.
What's that?
I check storagetreasures.com, lockerfox.com, selfstorage.com. I check out as soon as I wake up, I'm like, what's for sale?
Yeah.
That's what I do.
How about you, Shane? What's one of the first things you do in the morning?
So I drink coffee and I check my Amazon app and see how much I sold overnight, pretty much.
I drink my cup of coffee. My son always likes to make sure to remind me to wake him up after I drink my cup of coffee. He tells me that like every night. He's like, Mom, remember to wake me up after you drink your cup of coffee. I don't know why. But I drink my cup of coffee and I actually go through and try to comment, deal with or take care of the comments of YouTube or just really any of the social media. I've been really bad about social media, not commenting. And so I need to be better about that. I apologize if anybody thinks I'm ignoring them. It's not the case. Life is just very busy is all. So, Pat, what do you do?
I usually get up to see how many peanut emojis have been posted on my YouTube channel, by the troublemaker down here.
Now, look, Donatella right there. She said, I missed the peanut thing again. Well, guess what, Donatella? Guess what I'm about to do for you?
Yeah. Donatella's my friend. She that lady from she does online auctions and she treats me like gold. She's a good woman. What the Hell is going to be on her channel Saturday afternoon, actually.
That's awesome.
But I'll be honest, since doing YouTube, before I get in the shower, I do have a bad habit of coming out just to check, what's going on or who's going live. Oh my God, really?
I love it. It makes my day every time. Laughter is good for the soul, even if we're laughing at you. I mean, with you, of course.
Hey, did you watch my video today, Pat?
Yeah.
With the I'm about to premiere right after this, and hey, I gave you a special shout out.
Oh, I watch you all the time.
The one today, though, you got a special one. I found something special in a box.
Ooh, yeah. So that'll be premiering right after this. Okay, last question, and I ask this one every time. People really like this question. If you were stuck on an island and could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? And Shane, go
That's
first.
easy. Tacos.
That's a common answer.
Everybody loves tacos, and I absolutely love tacos with extra sour cream.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all for some tacos.
Oh, yeah.
Me too. What about you, Justin? What if you were stuck on an island and you were forced to eat one thing?
I don't know.
What would you choose?
I love food. Like, I love to cook. Like, food is a big deal around here. Man, I don't know. I really don't. My weakness is pizza.
Oh.
I don't know why it seems so simple, but I love pizza. There's just something good about it.
That's another common. I think probably
good.
One of the most common is pizza.
And you can have it. It's like a taco. You can have it in so many different ways.
You could even stack both of the pizzas on top of each other and make like a pizza sandwich.
That's
all different kinds of pizzas. That's true. At least you didn't say the answer that your friend, Storage Auction Pirate, said, and I still can't get over it, is he said mustard. Out of all the things you can name on this planet.
Yeah, Mike.
Mustard. Yeah, I've nicknamed him Captain Mustard.
No, that's
I'm like, really?
Y'all know what Whataburger is?
Oh, yeah. Whataburger is awesome.
Okay. Yeah, Alex was in the back like, in and out. And I was like, dude, that place is trash. Let me take you to Whataburger. Yeah. So I took it, but hey, Pirate really likes mustard, and he got so excited because Whataburger here, they don't give you packets. They put it in a big cup. And so he was like, this is the first place I ever got fresh mustard. But he did. He loves freaking mustard. It's weird.
But Whataburger is the best.
Yeah, a little too much.
It's expensive, but it's good.
Oh, it's real good.
So for me, I'm sticking with the same thing I say every time is potatoes. I was thinking big, and I was thinking, if there was other islanders or other people, on other islands, I could probably grow my potatoes and then sell my potatoes and trade my potatoes for other food. I was trying to go big with it when I first started to think about it. Plus, I love potatoes. I'm a carbie. I'm not a Barbie. I'm a carbie. Even though they're not great for you, stick with complex carbs, little FYI, and proportions, of course, but I love potatoes, all kinds of ways. Mashed potatoes, baked potatoes,
Unfortunately,
fries,
I have 2 days to eat potatoes, and then I can't have potatoes anymore at all.
Are you doing keto?
Yeah, next week.
I did that for a couple of years. A little FYI, if you need any tips on meals and all that, I might get back into it because it really is better.
I'll be hitting you up. I'll be hitting you up because I definitely need tips.
Yeah, that's how I got all these muscles, Okay, anyways. No, it really did help me actually. I have still, it's not that they go away, a couple of autoimmune issues, and going keto made the inflammation in my body go down significantly. And so I don't live with those things on a constant basis. So I definitely am a fan. I just think it's very hard, and I think you need to be safe about it. Don't do it at Atkins. People get confused about that. Not to go on a whole different tangent, but there's a difference between the Atkins diet and the keto diet. People think that they are the same. And
keto sounded good to me because you could eat steak every day, and I'm like, I love steak.
Yeah, bacon. Eat all the bacon you want, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right. Let's first off, I want to say to Shane and Justin, thank you both very much for coming and hanging out. I'm just reading this. I see your comment, John. Thank you, sir. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out. It truly is an honor that you guys both chose to spend your time hanging out on our Thursday show with Pat and I. I know we didn't get to go into great details, more so with Shane. Then maybe you could come back on another episode because you really are a wealth of knowledge, Shane, and I appreciate.
I was going to ask him if he wants to. We'll talk after the show, Shane.
Yeah, because he's a wealth of knowledge. Like, I mean, I've learned so much free knowledge. Free, I didn't have to pay for a class of just watching Shane on YouTube. I've learned a lot. Even just today, the video he dropped today about the little trick-or-treat plastic silly pumpkin.
Pumpkins, yeah.
I would have never picked one of those up. Yeah, I would have never picked that up ever or thought about it. And I was like, that is so silly. I can't believe that I never would have just walked by a gazillion of those and never thought. And it's an easy flip, and it weighs like nothing. So I appreciate all the knowledge you put out there.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. And thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you're awesome. And I'm glad that you decided. Yeah, I'm glad that you decided to not quit YouTube. Don't ever do that to us, Shane.
I appreciate that.
So stick around, man. Stick around. And then, of course, Justin, you came and hung out with me yesterday, and just all your kindness that you've given and shown to not only me, but to everybody else, and your knowledge as well, sir. You are a wealth of knowledge, being so experienced and kind of being sort of a jack of all trades in the sense of the storage unit, auction world, is you have a good knowledge of a lot of different types of things, which I think is really awesome. And even a world that I know nothing about, and that's having an auction house. So I'm excited to not only see what you can do in helping some of your friends on the West Coast who are maybe doing that, but just where you go, because you are, you don't give yourself enough credit. Yes, of course, there are awesome people who have helped you in growing your numbers, but you have to have the charisma and personality to back it up, and you have that, and the heart,
Can I add something?
Sure.
That Nike video was really fire.
Oh, thank you.
True story. So
it's making me cry. I don't take compliments very well.
Well, I mean that. I appreciate you, and I think you're going to do big things, much more than I think you realize you're going to do. So,
well, thank you.
I'm honored that I get to watch your journey from start to finish. That's such a cool thing. Such a cool thing to do.
Hey, let's just all get where we're going together. That's what I say. I think.
Heck yeah, you're good peeps.
And you know what? Somebody said earlier that there's a lot of resellers, all these channels popping up. I actually think for our industry that's good, because it's going to make this kind of pulsing hub on YouTube. And it's just going to expand. And as long as we all stick together, I think we can all go far. And so that's why I just encourage everybody, let's look. Life's too short. There's plenty of people watching YouTube. There's plenty of crap to sell. There's plenty of stuff to buy. I mean, let's just all get along and let's just get there. Let's get there together.
Yes. So I know you said you have a premiere. Do you have anything else planned this week or next week? I know, let's see, for the next AA meeting. It's Locker Nuts, right?
Yeah, next week it'll be on Jack's channel. Locker Nuts will be hosting it. Other than that, from us, I mean, I've got 8 videos in the bag, and I keep making one. I'm like, I like that one better, so we're gonna go with this one. So I've got plenty of videos, so we're gonna be releasing videos all week, and just be patient with us on the sound. I mean, we're really new to this, and we do. I am so honored that people would come to our channel just to see what we do, and so I take it very seriously. As much as I joke around, I do take my business and I take the channel very seriously. So I am very grateful that anybody would be there watching us. And speaking of here in a minute.
Yeah. Do you have you don't have any lives planned, Shane, do you?
Who?
Shane.
What's that?
You don't. What do you have planned? You're just doing them kind of random, right?
You know what? I don't have lives planned. I just do a video a day. I am looking. So for me, I'm actually looking to start getting back more into storage auction content, but that's going to be later on. And right now I'm focusing on RA content and thrifting, and then I'm going to kind of add those in as we go, because I virtually had storage unit videos when I first started YouTube. I started doing them, and I'm looking to get back into those eventually. So.
Awesome. And Pat, do you have anything coming up?
Well, I've been doing videos every day, and then Saturday we'll be doing the late show. And then next week, I host Jason Deason, Thrift Trader. He'll be on the show Thursday night. I actually host the next 2 weeks, but we're kind of always trying to kind of keep it on the quiet of who's the guest going to be 2 weeks out to get people to, come back and know. But I think people will be excited and as you know, Kimmy, we plan this show out a lot of times 6 to 8 weeks in advance.
Yeah, we do. And so you'll have to tune in next week to find out who the guest is for the week after that. We're trying not to go too far out on that. So I'm going to wrap this up as quick as we can so we can head over and watch Grimes. I am doing the Crazies Come Out at Night game night edition. Tomorrow night starts at 10 Central. And then Monday, of course, will be Monday Motivation Mobile as with some Z's because we don't cuss around here, folks. And I appreciate everybody hanging out in the chat. Thank you so much to all of you that hung out the whole entire time and just anybody that was active in the chat. And then, of course, to all of you that are watching the replay, please make sure to like and comment below what you think of tonight's show. And on that note, I'm going to sing our way out of this with my little tidbit song. Good night, sweet YouTube. It's time to go. Good night, sweet YouTube. Hope you liked the show. I hate to leave you, but I really must say good night, sweet friends.